Welcome into Cowles Stadium here in Ōtautahi, Christchurch. Some Wednesday night hoops for you here on Sky Sport. It's the Sky Broadband Rapid League to get things started. Round 13, it is the Canterbury Rams hosting the Tauranga Whai. Third plays second. Nick Bewley here with a new voice, a new face in the commentary position. Former Rams assistant coach Adam Morgan joining us tonight. Great to have you involved with our broadcast team, Adam. I'm sure you would have been keenly observing the progress, particularly of the Canterbury Rams, of course, this season, but no doubt all 11 teams in the NBL and Rapid League as well. How much are you looking forward to taking on this role and responsibility tonight and adding your expert analysis to these two teams?
Yeah, man. Well, appreciate you guys having me on, and yeah, very excited. Obviously, filling some big shoes in here for Judd as he's away with some Tall Blacks duties, but yeah, very excited to kind of see what these boys put forth and just the product of all the hard work over the years. And as we've seen each game, it's been, yeah, a delight to watch. So thanks for having me.
Great to have you here as we take a look at both these teams. As mentioned, second place, third in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. As we take a look at the standings, the Nelson Giants, the defending champions, they are flying again in season 2025 out there at the top. It'll be pretty hard to stop with not much basketball to come, but you look at where the Whai are, Adam, 10 wins from 15. The Rams a 9-5 record as well. A lot of local talent for both rosters.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the Rapid League's been a great addition. It gives that kind of chance for those guys who are at the end of the bench a bit of a carrot. You know, it's hard to go through a whole training of training really hard, the imports and the main guys getting that playing. So for these younger guys to kind of know that, you know, you train well, you do the right things, that you're going to get rewarded. And then the development we see is, yeah, in front of our eyes here with this. And it's been really cool to see. So great local talent. Mona Martin coming off of a walk-off game winner last night. And in the local high school league.
Oh,
so
there you go. Looking to bring that form to Cowles Stadium tonight. Boucher, Thompson, Mastersbrook and Bazan are the starting five for the Whai. They do have a two-man bench as well with Sean Murphy and Michael Wade. For the Barbecues Direct Canterbury Rams, Tawhiri Cates and his brother Ihaka Kate with Mana Martin, Tama Isaac and Tony Worthington. The Rams, as you can see there, courtesy of our Chemist Warehouse head-to-head, lead the scoring for the league just a tick over 38 points a game. So we should be in for an entertaining start to some midweek hoops here in the Garden City. Our match officials, Reese Hamilton, Corey Hogg and Elijah Va'aliki. Rams in white, a Whai in their traditional turquoise and pink, and a bit of a shambles to get things started. Not quite mindful of the half-court position there, Boucher and Thompson.
I just wanted to work on their defense first.
So here is Tama Isaac. Didn't play in the last home game against the Hawks due to under-20 nationals in Tauranga, which Canterbury won. Back into the mix.
Not sure if they're aware of the shot clock.
Yeah, very late, and that didn't even skim the rim. So just a little rusty for both teams to get things started, but some good defensive pressure too.
I think both in the Rapid League today and as well as the regular game, we're going to see quite a bit of hard shows. Both teams have very similar identities, so yeah, it's going to be very interesting kind of battle, I guess. After talking to Walt before, he said it's almost just like preparing against yourself because of the style, so it'll be really fun to see.
Denham Brook kicks things off with a nice three-pointer. Experience there. There's Isaac, looks to set the table here. Worthington, the screen, and a loose handle is the call. Good work there by Jet Thompson. Jaden Boucher now with Jaden Bazan, who is leading the scoring for the Whai in the Sky Broadband Rapid League, just a shade under 10 points a game. Xander Masters not far behind either, and he earns himself an early trip to the Chemist Warehouse stripe shooting too.
Absolutely. We're going to see I think a lot of action out of the corners tonight, whether it's the zoom action, the pin downs and the handoffs, or just getting those guys out. So there's a good first taste of it. And yeah, Rams getting a little bit caught on that screen there coming out. So be interested to see how they go as that game goes along.
Splits the free throws, does Bazant. As the Rams look to get something going offensively early in this first quarter. As Ihaka Kate, the older brother, in the corner. Brook with the rebound, but the Rams get it back through Worthington. Now here's Tāwhiri Kate, Manamadan. The deceleration that Judd Flavel so often talks about. Adam Morgan, plenty of time there. Manamadan created with that move.
Absolutely, yeah, and he's playing off 2 feet, an absolute staple. Don't know how many times I heard Judd say that one over the years, and Mana with that stride stop to play off 2 is just beautiful.
Work there by Boucher to create a second chance for the Fies. Masters. And speaking of deceleration, that was very silky too, Xander Masters.
Yeah, quite a few of these under 20 players who showed out. Was that last week, and present here in this, and yeah, it'd be good to see how they kind of apply that now that they're back with their professional clubs.
It's Tāwhiri Kate. They want to go over the bigger Brook. 6-2 lead for the Five. Brook in motion, catch and release. Just a little heavy. Tāwhiri Kate, nice little dish to Worthington, bit of contact on the way up. Tony Worthington earns himself a trip to the Chemist Warehouse.
Tony Worthington, he might not seem like he has the biggest skill of the bag, but his work ethic is absolutely unreal. And the ceiling, I think, because of that work ethic, it's going to allow him to grow into a very good professional for years to come.
Out of Rolleston College, Tony Worthington. Makes the first. Interesting to see too, Adam, how much the Rams lean on Max Darling, who is listed as an option here in the Rapid League, Sky Broadband Rapid League, but obviously will play some pretty meaningful minutes in the Sal's NBL, but later on too.
Yeah, I saw him getting good sweat up in the warm-up, so I'd anticipate that he'll play a few short spurts, and anytime you can have a tall black playing for your Rapid League team, it's only an advantage.
In the corner, and a nice make there by Murphy. 9-4, fire up.
Both teams applying a lot of that pressure in the full court, making things tough. Just not really allowing teams to get right into their stuff, but transition points is a great way to beat that.
Very hard to stop downhill, isn't he, Tama Isaac?
Yeah. Tony Worthington making a great seal there, too, with that rim running we're talking about to free Tama up.
There's Murphy once more. Similar spot as Thompson. Slow things down a touch. Good work there, Worthington. Fortuitously falls in the lap of Denner Brook.
All right. Approaching the last 20 seconds or so here. See if Rams hold for one.
Just a slight differential between game and shot clock, and they are going to slow things down. Down by 5.
Tama looking to get the matchup he likes. See if we get the show out there. They go under.
Can't get it to go, and Masters has a wee look, has time. Fires the outlet pass to Thompson. Might have been a travel and back. No, count it.
Good wall by Tama, but yeah, good D, better O.
Nice way to finish the first quarter for the Five. That should read 13-6 after that late bucket from Jet Thompson. The Five shooting at 5 for 9 from the field. A couple of threes mixed in there as well. And for me, Adam, it's their relentless pressure defensively, full court, creating some issues for the Rams.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be, Mount taking care of the ball, and then I think what the Five do well, we've seen both teams, they slow the ball down. They like to play out of those corners, and they've scored, I think, or gotten a good take to the paint each time they've done that. So be interested to see what adjustments Coach Ben Sheet here makes.
Having been part of this Rams coaching environment, obviously with Rapid League now, it's great to see the assistant coaches getting the responsibility. Tonight, as you mentioned, it's Ben Sheet. I've seen Liam Connolly run through those quarter timeouts, half timeouts as well. Must be a real great opportunity, not only for the players, but for those assistant coaches.
Oh, absolutely. Kind of, yeah, similar to what we said. It gives you that carrot, and I think for these guys, for Liam and for Ben, last year Quinn was able to cut his teeth doing that, and it's really cool because obviously you have your system, and how well can you run that system when you are in that head coaching shoes, and I think all three of those guys do a phenomenal job at it.
Well, we are calling it Jam in June here in the Sal's NBL. Sal's Jam 25. You can get 25% off any large pizza, valid until Tuesday, so plenty of time.
It's quite fitting considering how much jamming up the teams have been doing to create those second chance opportunities and put pressure in the backcourt. So Sal's must be onto our New Zealand style of play there.
Tapiri Kate is taking his time, almost gets the roll, but will earn a trip to shoot a couple at the Chemist Warehouse. Max Darling into the game as well for the Rams.
Another great 2-foot finish there by the youngster. Or I guess an attempt. He'll have a chance to get those 2 finishes at the line here.
Out of Christ College, Tapiri Kate here in Christchurch. 16 years of age. Probably part of a national secondary school winning team last year. As Murphy pushing the pace the other way. Now the fire reset. Boucher, Thompson, plenty of ball movement.
That's one thing I think you can count on Boucher to do in this game. You see he takes that ball off the handoff, throws it back to the Ghost, but then sets a nice pin down into that corner to free them up. Great connector he is.
And Bazant with the easy finish. 15-7, fire in front. As Ihaka Kate, but Darling, long rebound.
Fi doing a really good job of kind of shrinking those driving lanes for the Rams players when they're getting there, making sure they're in their gaps and whatnot.
There's Bazan again calling for it. Murphy now. Mind this matchup, the younger Kate in front. Darling, strong box.
Yeah, 2 great rebounds from Max right off the bat. That's something he provides really well for this group.
Rams still getting a flow and a rhythm offensively.
There we go. And again, great hard show, gets that thing back, chop the shot clock down.
He's providing a nuisance of himself, isn't he? Jaden Boucher, he's made a career out of it. And now Jet Thompson as well. Steele starting to rack up for the 5. Great find, Murphy, Bazan in the corner.
That's probably one thing, kind of being in that, another turnover there. Being in the Judd Flavel system is, we call them connectors, and Boucher does play for the other team, but guys that can affect the game, and it might not show up on that stat sheet, but there he is again, just being an absolute menace in the backcourt. Great energy.
Really good energy from Jaden Boucher as we take a second look here at the replay, and just a little bit nonchalant there from Worthington, but as you say, Adam Morgan, the pressure applied defensively, just not giving them a minute to switch off, a second to switch off. And, that pass wild now, and Jaden Bazant.
That hard show giving them trouble. I think these Rams guys knows the best way to be to just 2 quick passes, but they're just not quite finding where those lanes are right now.
And the quality on that Rams bench, ready to get going in the Sal's NBL. Taylor Britt, Walter Brown and company. 7 p.m. tip-off tonight, which I must admit, Adam Morgan caught me a little bit by surprise. The evening slot, usually, at least for the games I've done on the weekend, 7:30. Luckily negotiated Christchurch traffic and got here to call this one with you.
Yeah, we made it here. It's good, and yeah, I think it's going to be a really good night. Like I said, both teams that same style of play, and right now the Fire kind of beating the Rams at their own game right now. Just that up the court pressure, tempo, and just execution. So
yeah, best offense plays best defense in the Sal's NBL tonight. So looking forward to those styles and strengths coming to the fore, as again that pressure from the Fire reaping rewards. As mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, this is a Rams team that average a rapid league high in scoring. This time the Rams get it back.
Yeah, Toma must have heard those remarks and said, let's step that up. Yeah, a little shot clock here.
38 points a game. And Currently sitting on 7. Shade over a minute to play in the second quarter. But as we know, and as I'm sure you'll know, Adam Morgan, from your time with the Rams, the pendulum can swing so quickly in rapid league. A mini run, if you like, it's just like 2 buckets and the game swings on its head.
Oh, 100%. It happens in the flash of eye. Sometimes you sit at home, you watch a game, you leave the room for a second, you come back, the team that was down 10 is up 2. It's all right.
Opportunity here for the Rams. Worthington up high.
Man, every catch is so tough right now for these Rams. I think Coach Matt Lacey will be sitting over on the sideline too and kind of seeing what he can take from this rapid league game and apply it to said game a little bit later. So
it's a good finish there though by Ihaka Kate, just to cut it back to 8. Oh, lovely little tip. I want to call it a tip.
Great anticipation.
Yeah.
Brooke feeling that low man coming over, knowing that that ball needs to go right to the corner. A little volleyball pass.
And Masters with the lovely finish from the corner. Whai hit 20 late in the second. Pick set there by Worthington. And he'll get the rebound. He's using his height there.
Whai wasted no time getting that ball inbounds too in this second quarter. Probably helps with not having to turn the ball over and letting the Rams set up their pressure.
Slow things down to conclude the half here. Jed Thompson. And here he goes. The lane opens and doesn't finish. Brooke tries to stay with it, and smart play there. Tama eyes at 1.2 on the clock. BNZ player timeout, can advance the ball and potentially finish with a flourish here, the hosts.
Hey, great look there, kind of that go screen into that away action, gets the ball handler downhill. Sometimes they just don't go, so great look by the Whai there.
A chance to talk about it is the opportunity to still get your ticket to the big game. Come down if you're enjoying the coverage, which I hope you are at home here on Sky Sport. Scan that QR code, chance to win your place here at a gym around the country and catch a game up close. So there's just going to be enough time here after that tip out by the 5.3 at least for now. 3 of a second on the stadium clock.
Yeah, just making that one a tough catch. Might have just saved the Whai some points. It'd be tough to get a clean look now.
There might be an adjustment. We're going to bump it up to 0.9 of the second.
Must be for entertainment value, right? Help get us a good look here.
So it's Martin with the inbound. Oh,
what a look.
Inch perfect pass from Martin, but Kate just couldn't finish. But it's all about the Whai. Adam Morgan in this first 8 minutes, up 20 points to 11. And just taking a look up here at the stadium scoreboard as we take a second look. Almost too quick for our camera there, the 45 cut from Ihaka Kate. But a trio of players on 5 points for the Whai, and Murphy, Brooke and Masters. But I want to talk about the likes of Jaden Boucher as well, who really sort of set the tone defensively and created more looks for the visitors.
Yeah, he's the one guy without points, but again, I think he's probably the X factor there. He's willing to do the dirty work, gets in and out of his actions very cleanly, and then it's once they score, his teammates score, he's right up the floor in deflections and just causing absolute havoc. So, yeah, the Whai must be very happy right now.
Yeah, 8 from 15 from the field, 3 extra attempts on the Rams, who've shot it just at 4 from 12 at 33%. Yet to make a 3-pointer as well, none from 4 from downtown. And just looking at that assist to turnover ratio as well, Adam, just the 1 assist, the 6 turnovers, and then that again speaks to that pressure that the Whai are applying.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of turning that pressure up, and it's getting them a lot more looks. I think that's something that Coach Ben Sheet would have addressed in that timeout there. Maybe, don't know if they might go to maybe more of a pistol look or get it up out of those corners so they can get some cleaner catches and then really get into their stuff and get downhill. So, interesting how they go. They got a big lineup out here too, so maybe they'll try to impose it with Worthington, Darling, Mana, Ihaka, and we'll see how feisty Tough can be. So it'll be good.
Good crowd beginning to build here at Cowles Stadium. Of course, the Rams, the NZNBL, haven't been beaten in this gym this year. 7 from 7. Top of the league. They're two-time defending champions with a 12-2 record.
There you go. Ehawk is setting the tone very early, just making that catch very tough, up and in.
Taking a leaf out of the FIBA book in many ways is Brook. It's to Bazan. He's no stranger from letting it fly from downtown, and that's silky smooth, Jaden Bazan.
Ball in hand, he is very comfortable pulling that trigger right there, so got to make sure they're taking those away.
23-11. Need to hit the go button. The Rams at the offensive end is Martin taking his time and with the make.
Great patience there by him. Slipped, but instead of panicking, just kind of found it. Oh, don't want to see that.
Get away with one there, the Rams. Denham Brook open in the corner. Darling on a bit of bully ball here. Nice pass, though. Kate brothers combine. Work there, forcing the pass out. And here we go. 7 seconds on the shot clock. The spin, Martin, the fine. Oh, it's too much sauce on it from Worthington.
Why the Rams didn't come away with points, that's one of their better possessions. 2 paint touches off a drive and kickouts. Kind of what they want to be seeing, I think, to put some pressure on these Phi boys.
A couple of empty possessions here for the Phi. Just keeping the door open for the Rams as Worthington likes to match up with Boucher, and a late whistle there. And Tony Worthington will head to the Chemist Warehouse stripe to shoot a pair.
Yeah. It's good poise by the Rams. I think sometimes you go down in games, it's really easy to just kind of shoot whatever 3 comes about, but last 2 possessions have been 2 looks on the rim, and that one results in some free throws.
And Tony Worthington, that man on screen, 4 points for the Rams. It's the 4 points from Martin as well, so sort of an even spread of scoring for the Rams. Needing someone, you feel, though, to really take over, lead this comeback.
Yeah, both teams playing a very even, balanced game and just getting through their stuff. Rams just haven't been able to capitalize as much as the Phi here, so here's that up the floor pressure.
Bazan and a 3 to begin this second half, and now the drive and the finish at the cup. Jaden Bazan. Potential 3-point play. Been around the league a wee while now. Bazan found a home here at the Phi as we take a look at the slow-mo replay.
You wouldn't guess who was involved with that screen. He won't get the points, but Boucher again setting a great screen, getting his guard downhill.
Can't complete the 3-point play as Worthington collects the rebound. Back out to a double-digit margin. 2:22 to play in the third. There's Martin again. Ehaka Kate in the corner, and on that occasion, a foul committed by Boucher. I believe that's his third. The top of my head, Adam Morgan, don't think you can actually get fouled out in Rapid League. You're doing pretty well if you get fouled out in a game of Rapid League. As Tama Isaac checks back in, can he provide the offensive spark for the hosts? Oh, breakdown there off the baseline inbounds. A freebie for the Phi. There's Bazan and Boucher again. High arcing, might be a long 2. It is a long 2. He gives it the 3.
Yeah, can't let that guy get going.
I think he's going already.
I think you may be right there. They need to figure out a way to maybe cool him down a bit, but that's easier said than done.
He's into double-digit scoring now, Jaden Bazan. And the Phi up by a dozen as Kate leaves that short. Somehow lands with Martin. Worthington too heavy.
Unable to finish. Good looks there again.
Yeah, and that's been almost a little microcosm there of the Rams' night, you know. It hasn't been through lack of looks, as you say. It's just a execution.
Yeah, just slightly missing out, or maybe, maybe one more hard dribble to the rim or one more quicker decision, but for the most part, Sheedy has to be quite happy with what he's seeing.
Well, he got his foot.
Well, maybe not on the defensive end.
He got his footing right there, Jaden Bazant, and he held
3 in a row. The first one being the old-fashioned three-point play.
Yeah, 8 points here in the third quarter. He has taken over. Jaden Bazant. I recall way back when, during his Manawatu Jets days, he just absolutely torched the Rams in this gym. And he's one who can certainly spark off the bench as well in the Cowles NBL action to come tonight from 7. 30-15, sorry.
And I feel often, too, you know, if you're a contributing player on your regular, on the main event team, but here in Rapid League, you can kind of see a few go through the basket, especially if you're on the road. Must do wonders for the confidence going into that next game, too. So another perk of the Rapid League, I guess.
And surely for a coach, you've been there as part of the Rams coaching staff, you must look at that and go, gee, we've got to go with the hot hand, maybe a little bit more, right? Or lean into it a bit more?
Yeah, I think, you know, Rams, I'd say a philosophy is they kind of stick to what they know. So you might come back out in the next game, stick to whatever that initial scout is, but know that it's kind of on the forefront of your mind, hey, we might need to switch that up if he continues that hot streak.
Xander Masters now can get going from downtown. Can rebound there, Denham Brook. Working the offensive glass to great effect, the Fire. That's their third. And late in the third, and that one is going to go up and in.
That's where those O boards will kill you. Rams would have had a 2-for-1 going the other way. They secure that. Instead, looks like just one possession. So
yeah, shot clock off. Isaac, where do they go to here? The Rams down 15. Are they patient? And they look for a three-pointer. Isaac threads the needle and draws the foul. Ends up being patient there, Tama Isaac. Has himself a trip to the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
That's good patience by them, getting through their different actions and eventually getting back to that kind of side on-ball screen that they want with Tama, who's your playmaker going downhill. So processes are there at times for these Rams, but it's just tightening up those turnovers and maybe the defensive end figuring out that hot hand.
Makes the first as Tama Isaac. We've seen stranger things in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. You look at that score, 32-18, but fair to say I wouldn't rule it. The game is gone as that one just hangs on the rim. Hihaka Kate almost the tip in as quarterback Thompson launches it from 88 feet.
You would have seen fourth quarter comebacks of 14 or more. I think we've seen 1 or 2 at least.
I think it has been done. I don't think we're entering uncharted territory here, but it is going to be something special for the Rams if they are going to get the chocolates tonight. The Fire, on the other hand, looking good to cement their position and second on the Sky Broadband Rapid League ladder. Apply just a touch of pressure on the league leading Nelson Giants. We'll take a look at the scoring, and it was that 8-point burst from Jaden Bazant there. Now has 13 on the night, 5 of 6 from the field, 2 from 3 from downtown. Could have easily been 3 from 4 if it wasn't a big toe on the line. And that was just the offensive burst they were after, wasn't it? The Fire that already controlled a lot of the tempo and the defensive pressure, but that just really opened things up in their favour.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you know, that's the thing. Bazant's hot. Do they start to overcompensate, take away either his touches or his shots, and then now he's finding his other teammates who might be a little bit more open than they were to start. So be interested to see what these Rams comes out with, what sort of adjustments. But yeah.
I'm going to get first possession here in the fourth. With Martin, Worthington, both Kate brothers and Darling on the floor. So no Tama Isaac for the time being as Darling threads the needle and again, doesn't show up on the stat sheet, but those tips from the Fire.
Fire's hands are active tonight, making things very tough.
Run out of fingers and toes. Mihaka Kate. Screen from Worthington. Martin from the elbow. Wild to the right. Brook with the rebound. It's a mini win there for the Fire.
Yeah, absolutely. And even kind of good defense sometimes is what shot selection you kind of allow in a contested mid-range. I'm sure coaches will be happy with that on the Fire side. All right,
and in there from Tafiri, Kate.
See if we can get some momentum going here in the trans.
And with the offhand.
See if they can stay up the floor now. Maybe a turnover, slow it.
Thompson aware of that threat. As Brooke almost catches Martin in the air. Lovely little bounce pass, just too much from Sean Murphy.
Rams gifted one there.
Yeah. And the margin remains at a dozen. Darling. We'll go back to Kate. And Martin once more.
Rams need to play with a bit more pace here, running out of time and possessions.
Darling from downtown.
Good shot by Max. That brings us to 9 points.
Yeah, first attempt of the night too for Max Darling.
Yeah.
As Thompson draws the foul from Mana Martin.
9 points, 2.5 minutes. Or I guess what the Indiana Pacers would call light work.
Looking forward to game 3 tomorrow back in Indiana. Intriguing series.
Yeah, it should be another good matchup. It's a good time of year with the amount of basketball you have right now, both sides of the hemisphere.
So Thompson misses the first.
Big rebound here for the Rams. They're going to want to capitalize if he misses.
And he does just that. Worthington with that rebound. And here you go.
So.
Made 3 here, and it's a 2-possession game out of nothing. Feels like the intensity is just ratcheted up as Isaac does everything but. Good rebound, though, by Ihaki Kate, sticking with it. Patience of the young man.
Oh, maybe took a hit to the head there. Gets back on D, though. All right, here they go. Need this stop.
Masters.
Good defense out of that corner. A little handoff action.
Kicks it back out to Jet Thompson. And Masters. Oh, the prayer is answered.
The hand was there, just a better shot.
That's a big-time bucket from Xander Masters to push it out to 10 just as the Rams were running. 1:48 to play. There's Isaac. Worthington, corner 3. The big lefty.
Returns the favor.
And subs in for the Phi. I was waiting to see when Bazan and Boucher would come back in as we take a second look. First at the Masters 3. The 2 lefties. Masters and Worthington. Back-to-back trays. 7-point game stop here would make it juicy. Here is Masters once more. Nice pass to Murphy. Beautiful basketball from the Phi.
Great job by the Phi, kind of turning the corner, playing that 2-on-1 downhill, putting him in hostage.
Oh, behind the back, Tama Isaac. Razzle dazzle. And a potential 3-point play here, just to make things interesting. Take it right down to the wire. There's a 14-point deficit at 3/4 time. Could be cut to 6 here. LeMade free throw from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. Kudos to the Rams, showing no quit. And of course, Tama Isaac makes it 2-possession game.
Puts a little pressure on the Phi now.
Here's this full court press. Oh, great recognition from Bazant.
Smartly slows it down, even though they may have been able to get something, but trying to burn some clock.
There's Masters, a lot of ball movement, knowing time is on the side.
Phi are great, playing side to side, chewing that clock, getting the shot they want. Oh, here it is.
Bazan pulls up, high arcing 3, and he gives it to the Rams bench again. Jaden Bazan up to 16 points, and that might be the dagger. Jet Thompson thought he had a steal and a call a foul. Well, let's take a second look. Adam Morgan, just the confidence of the man.
He knew exactly what he wanted to get to there. All right, let's see the sense of urgency Rams show here.
9-point game, 53 seconds remaining. Must get a basket here. Isaac trying to sell a picture to the officials. Doesn't get the call, but gets the make. 7 points. Here's the full court pressure. Bazan to Boucher.
There you go. Adding that pressure. See if they can turn him again. Oh, close there.
Almost a travel from
Need to
Thompson.
stop here. It's do or die for these Rams boys.
They go back to Bazan. Of course they do. Jaden Bazan, high arcing layup attempts. Doesn't go, but he'll draw the foul. And it's getting chirpy down our end.
Exchanging pleasantries, I believe. Just telling him how much he's looking forward to that next game as well.
So at the Chemist Warehouse stripe here for Bazan, who's averaged just under 10 points in the Rapid League this season. Can't get the first to go. But still in the box seat here, the Fire leading by 7. Courtesy of that man center of your screen, 16 points.
Majority of those coming in the second half too. Really found his groove.
Oh, misses them both. And there's going to be a foul called on Murphy. Just a little bit overeager on the rebound.
And we're in the bonus here.
Yeah, there you go.
Giving him a gift.
They come all the way down the other end, and it'll be Tony Worthington. A couple of free throws. This would make things interesting, getting it to 5.
And allowing them to set their defense as well. That could be a big turning point here. We'll see.
Here's the first one out there. It's 32-18 at three-quarter time. Rams made things interesting here late. Worthington splits them. 2-possession game. Full court pressure from the Rams. Work by Thompson. Masters back to Thompson. Got to get it over the half court. Can't. Kate with the pick. But then the defensive work. Oh, no, it's a foul. The foul's going to go on Jet Thompson. Let's take another look. It's Thompson trying to find Bazan. Tapati Kate did well. Yeah, piece of the arm there. There's the ruling from the Bartercard officials. 21.6 to go.
Still got a good game here.
And court volunteer required to running repairs. The Tapati Kate with 2 shots here at the Chemist Warehouse. Free throw stripe. Cut it to 4. They couldn't do it, could they?
There's the first. Still plenty of time. Make this, and you can play the foul game. Looks like that's exactly what they'll do. Maybe trap and then try to get that, O-board.
Older brother comes round with the rebound. Ihaka Kate. It's going to be last touch by the Fire through Boucher. Not a bad result.
Brotherly connection there.
In sync. The Kate brothers, Tapati and Ihaka. Right. 5-point game, 19.4 on the clock. Rams got to go. Mana Martin, step back 3. Oh, just leaves it short. Big rebound from Masters. Well, they do here, the Rams. They're trying to force this turnover. Time is running out. I think they've got a foul. That'll do it for the fight. They survive.
They're still going for that points difference.
Boucher. Close out there by Ihaka Kate. But the fight get the job done here at Cowles Stadium. Final score 40-35. A really entertaining Rapid League contest to set the tone for Wednesday night hoops here in Cowles Stadium. Jaden Bazan finishes the night with 16 points on 6 of 7 shooting. 3 from 4 from downtown. Xander Masters in double-digit scoring as well with 10. Tony Worthington led the way for the Rams with 10 points as well. The Rams made it interesting late, having trailed by 14. But it's the fight. And the second best record in the Rapid League, who get the job done over the third best team. 40 points to 35 as we whip through our key Chemist Warehouse stats. A late block there for Ihaka Kate, and one of unfortunately missed the fire as they were heading off, so we'll head to a break here on Sky Sport. Plenty more to come, though, of course, from Cowles Stadium here in Christchurch, as both teams now, both starting fives, out on the court getting amongst their warm-ups. As the best offense and best record in the league, the two-time defending champion Canterbury Rams, against the best defense in the league, the Tauranga Whai, currently sitting in 6th position, trying to hold on to a playoff spot down the stretch here in the NZNBL regular season. We'll be back on air at 7 o'clock. Look forward to it. Yeah, just for these guys sitting here because they couldn't see past. So see what I can do. Welcome into Cowles Stadium here in Ōtautahi, Christchurch. Jam in June in the Sal's NBL Wednesday night hoops. Canterbury Rams, the two-time defending champions, hosting the Tauranga Whai. Nick Bewley here. No Judd Flavel tonight, but a pretty handy backup in the form of former Canterbury Rams assistant coach Adam Morgan. Appreciate you taking the time to jump into Judd Flavel's shoes. How are you? Looking forward to tonight, and how'd you find Rapid League to ease the nerves?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. First off, thank you for having me. It's a great pleasure, and I had a real lot of good fun there in the Rapid League to, kind of get the toes wet. Some of the Rams boys actually were kind enough to remind me that I might be backing up Juddy, but I managed to wear the same kind of dress as he does. I think he's often sneakers, black pants, and a sweater, so Tohi having some fun with that. But no, I think it's going to be a really good matchup tonight. I'm really looking forward to it. So,
of course, you can get involved in our mix and pick. A whole lot of confidence in the Rams, and understandably so. They haven't been beaten in this gym this season. They're on an 8-game win streak, home and away. They're sitting pretty at the top of the Sal's NBL ladder, looking to go back to back to back. But the Whai, Adam, they've won 3 of their last 4, and they boast the best defense in the league. So by no means is this easy for this Rams side.
No, absolutely. I think you get to this time of year, the sense of urgency picks up with these teams. Winning time's right around the corner there in July, and these teams can really sniff it. So you said 3 out of 4. Even that 4th one, they pushed that Tuatara team towards the end of the game, but showed a lot of good things. So I think this is going to be a tough matchup between two teams that are stylistically very similar. And
not only that, look at where the Whai are on the Sal's NBL basketball standings. Of course, the top 6 go through there, right there on the brink. They can really ill afford to drop too many more games. The likes of the Jets and the Tuatara have a game in hand as we drop back down to see where the Sharks are. There's actually, that's a slight error there on the standings, but there's not much in it between teams sort of 4 to 8. So every game, every basket counts.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, like you said, every basket, every possession. That's why I think coaches will get on you the most about O-boards and turnovers. And we kind of saw that probably in that last Rapid League game. And I wonder if that's a sign of things to come. Making those catches very tough, jamming up every single time a shot goes up, and fighting for that O-board. Because you never know if that last shot attempt or maybe that second quarter O-board you gave up, that could be the difference in a 2-point game later down the stretch.
Yeah, the Whai getting the job done in the Rapid League, 40-35. Jets Tuatara, that's a big one tomorrow night as well in terms of the context of the playoff situation. Giants, Nuggets, Saints, Tuatara. Quick turnaround for the Tuatara Hawks is as well. So much basketball to come here on Sky Sport as we get closer to the business end of the season. For the Whai, this is their starting 5 that we've become accustomed to of late with those relatively recent additions in Anzac Rossetto and Mojave King. They've got Cruz Pero, Carter Hallboy, Sean Bairstow. He was listed as questionable. Good to see him starting tonight, overcoming a back injury. A little bit earlier, we caught up with Jaden Boucher.
Whai are still in the running for a top 6 placing. How do you think tonight's game is going to go?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we're fighting for a spot in the top 6, so we're treating every game like it's a playoff game, like it's a do-or-die game. We've got 5 games left, including this one, so we're just going in with a mindset that we need to win everything. Play our game, play it the right way, and then, we're hoping we can get into that top 6 spot.
Thank you very much.
Well, you guys are heading towards the business end of the season. What is and it's a Wednesday night game against...
And for the Whai, we talked about Mojave King there, averaging 21 points a game since he has returned to the Sal's NBL, and you very much feel, Adam Morgan, he's going to be the key if the Whai are going to get it done here in Christchurch.
Yeah, I think he's a bit of the head of the snake for this Whai team. A lot of it kind of goes through him. 21 points, 4 assists a game. So even when you take him away, he's able to kind of find his teammates. And I believe Walter Brown will be getting that matchup, one of New Zealand's most elite defenders. So as far as kind of a matchup or star power to watch, I think that'll be a really good one to keep our eyes on.
Relatively consistent for Quinn Clinton in terms of his starting 5, the backcourt of Britt and McDonald. Walter Brown, as mentioned, get the matchup with Mojave King, Kyle Bowen, Tohi Smith-Milner. Speaking of Walter Brown, Adam Morgan caught up with him a short time ago.
Well, you guys are heading towards the business end of the season. What is and it's a Wednesday night game against the Whai, but what does this mean for you guys in the standing and the placings and all that?
For us, we don't really look at the ladder or too far down the line. We're trying to focus on the work day to day, keep our habits no matter what the game is, no matter what's on the line. But we're trying to just execute every possession, so that's what's on the line for us.
Absolutely. Cool. And I'm guessing tonight you're going to get that Mojave King matchup. What are some keys to trying to slow him down and keep him contained?
Yeah, he's a great player. He's been playing really well since joining the team. He can do a bit of everything, which makes him a tough cover, but try and take away his strengths and make him go to his weaknesses, if you could call it that. That's what I'm going to try to do.
Absolutely. And then last question, first year under Quinn, how seamless has that transition been? Was that training the other night with you guys? The culture, everything's still there. What do you guys do as players? It seems like you've taken more ownership of that. Can you just speak to that a little bit, of how you guys keep those standards so high?
Yeah, it's been a seamless transition with Quinny coming in. Obviously, he was playing on the team that we won with 2 years ago, and he was assistant coach last year. So it's been a super smooth transition. He's done a really good job. So we're all right with him, and we back him in every weekend. So
absolutely, and the results are speaking for themselves. Thanks, Walt.
Awesome.
Walt, you guys are heading towards the business end of the season. What is
Adam Morgan and the Rams, just so impressive. As you know, you've been ensconced in this team in terms of their coaching staff, but you just look at some of these key stats. Look at all those W's, pretty much says it all. But points per game, they lead. They're third best defence in the league. Their three-point shooting percentage, second best in the league, right up there in terms of rebounds, assist turnover ratio. I mean, it is such a tough proposition for any team in this league to shut down the Rams. But if the Fight are to do a job tonight, they do know that they've done it before.
Exactly.
Opening round, can you believe, feels like a lifetime ago, but 86-70. That's the season low for the Rams in that opening round defeat to the Fight. How much confidence do the Fight take from that, knowing it can be done?
Oh, absolutely. I think when you know you're one of those few teams in the league who have had a good crack at the Rams, I think it probably showed in that Rapid League game there. Like, they're ready to get up and in, make things very tough for these the Rams boys, so they can't just cleanly get into their actions. And vice versa, you'd expect the Rams to almost play a similar style game right there. And seeing who gets up and in. So who can be the most physical without fouling tonight, I think is going to be something for us to watch.
Barter card officials, Matthew Bathurst, Reese Hamilton, and Corey Hogg tonight. Great crowd, and as always here at Cowles Stadium, even on a midweek, wintry old Canterbury. But yeah, great night to be in, jacket on, in the warmth in the Cowles Stadium gym to watch the Canterbury Rams. Last minute discussions. Talk us through it. Adam Morgan, you've been there, you've been part of that Rams coaching team. What is usually some of the last, is there anything left to say with a minute to play before the teams get out there?
Nah, I think it's most of that work goes in during the week, really all season, and for the most part it's all right, what's our foundation? Where are we at with our foundation? Is there any holes in that? If not, then great, let's focus on this, and then what do we need to take away from these? In these pregame timeouts though, most of the time you're going to see, you know, maybe that first play of the game drawn up, who we want to attack, and then, you know, maybe whatever, like just re-emphasizing a coverage or a key matchup defensively there. But for the most part, I think Quinn's going to kind of let those boys go out, play, and then adjust accordingly.
We do have a slight delay here, just informed by our match day manager, Calvin Fisher. There's an issue with the net at one end. So here you go, the perils of live television. Adam Morgan, as you make your debut, we will just get that addressed. So a slight delay here at Cowles Stadium in Christchurch for this NZNBL contest. Perhaps a nice opportunity though, Adam. It has been some sad news in the Canterbury basketball community, and losing Tanya Booth at the weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Hearing the news was absolutely devastating. Her son, Ruben Booth, has been a big part of the Canterbury Reps, the Mainland Eagles, and then last year joined the Canterbury Rams and was an instrumental part in that. Ruben's now over in the States playing, but I think you know, we knew Tanya, she was always at different tournaments, supporting the high school programs, the rep programs, whatever it may be. And for us to lose her in the community has just been devastating. So the Rams are actually wearing a black, it's hard to see on these jerseys, but a black stripe on their sleeve, I guess you could say, in honor of her tonight, which has been very cool to see.
That's a nice touch there from the Rams, and our thoughts are with the Booth family and all those who knew Tanya. A lot of contemplative looks, pensive looks on faces as we await tip-off here tonight.
Just building the anticipation.
I believe it was last week, Adam, the Hawks game, we had a rim issue at the other end. Someone was getting a little bit excited in the pre-game warm-ups with the dunks, and Kai Isaac was claiming it was him. Never got to the bottom of who the culprit actually was, but...
if I was a betting man, I'm not betting Kaya.
Speaking of, Kaya hasn't played since that Hawks win here at Cowles. Again, out tonight. How does that change things from a backcourt perspective?
Well, I mean, Rams are quite a balanced team, as you know, as we're getting tipped off here. But there's a lot of key parts, and I think the next guy just steps in very seamlessly. So we'll get into that as we tip it off here. But
nice work from Tohi and Walter Brown. Here come the Rams. They just like to set the tone in terms of their intent. As Taylor Britt, that's a good scout there from Mojave King. We're talking about it a lot, Adam. Taylor Britt's going to want to get to his left, but got the core and shoulders in front there, King.
Yeah, Taylor's been on his left hand for years now in the league, and sometimes you feel teams still forget it at times. But yeah, King on that very early.
Oh, wild exchange there. Bowen trying to prevent backcourt violation, ends up out of bounds. So it's a little bit sluggish for the hosts, and now the Fire get their chance offensively. There's Rossetto. Looking forward to this matchup tonight. Rossetto, Smith-Milner. There it is too. Adam Morgan, Walter Brown all over Mojave King. Peter Hunt had that big 27-point game against the Rams in that opening round win.
Yeah, and there you go. They're battling down low early on that box out. Rams get out in transition here.
Nice find. Bowen to Brown, mid-range. Get it to drop. And now Hopwoy. Had a really good season, Carter Hopwoy. Under 12 points a game.
His development over the last few years. I remember seeing it at a secondary school national, I believe 2 years ago, and for him to develop into a shooter, kind of that all-around player, even just being a threat, getting the Rams player off his feet there.
Oh, Ante Rossetto.
I don't think that's in the scout plan, is him shooting threes. So
and the Sally.
See how that one develops.
And it's those little plays, isn't it, that just adds that layer of doubt next time round. We now have to acknowledge the three-point shooting threat of Anzac Rossetto.
Yeah.
Bowen
returns the favor.
He doesn't mind it. It's funky, the action. How would you describe it?
I think it's going to be a big part of it. I know Rams, all their bigs are able to stretch the floor with their shooting. The one worry I had, or not worry necessarily, but thought was, Anzac might not be able to shoot it. But so far proving that he can. And does Carter answer? Good looking, but not quite.
Well, this is South NBL basketball in 2025, where our bigs are firing away from downtown. As Bowen now getting to work, and there's a block by Hopwoy. Smith-Milner doesn't mind a three. Doesn't mind a drive as well.
A beautiful seal inside there by Bowen, just holding him off, allowing Tohi to get to the rim right there for the lay. Up the floor defense here by the Rams. It'd be good to see that all night as that battle develops. We're quite turnover prone in that Rapid League game, so we'll see if it...
There they go, coast to coast. Brown started with the defensive pressure on Mojave King. And Walter Brown, the last couple of weeks, just feels like he's taken a little bit of a step offensively, a bit more confidence coming back off the Trans-Tasman throwdown. I think 9 straight games now in double-digit scoring.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's averaging, I think, about 14 points a game and 36% from three. And if you're getting that at your quote-unquote 3-and-D guy, you're in a pretty, it's a pretty handy thing to have.
Certainly is. Pero Hunt doesn't get that three to go. And McDonald loses his footing. Hopwoy loses the handle. And they're going to call a foul on Bowen there. He can't quite believe it. We'll take a second look. And nothing wrong there from Pero Hunt. Just a bit of a messy possession.
Looks like Tama may be getting some of his brother's minutes tonight. Good start, pressuring the inbounds. It's quite handy for the Rams, though. Going back to that Kai injury, they have, I believe, 9 guys averaging 8 points or more, and everyone between 20 and 30 minutes. It's kind of one of those things we said Mojave might be the king of the snake. The Rams, it's really hard to figure out where you want to plug those holes up. Very well balanced.
Darling now from downtown. Oh, halfway down.
Oh, great rebound.
Bowen just with the 1%ers, the dirty work, but The intervention from the Fire. Here they come. Rossetto. Oh, the footwork of the big man, but just can't get the finish. Brown now the other way. Rams not allowing the Fire to settle, and here is Walter Brown. 4 quick points. Rams up 9-3. Matt Lacey refraining from an early timeout.
Oh, not a bad take. But yeah, Walter applying some great pressure on the rim. Kind of all the Rams guards really get in. You notice that last shot by Max, because he was so the guards are so hard down on the hill. Max is able to pop, doesn't quite go. Back the other way, the Fire playing with good pace too, though. I like the way Carter's really pushing that ball early in transition.
It's not something they noted for the Fire. They do like to slow things down at times, but feel like you kind of have to match fire with fire on a night like tonight, right? Where that's what the Rams are all about.
I'm not sure if it was game plan or not, but last week they were able to run with the Tuatara for a bit in that first half, and the pace was kind of quite up there. So I don't know if that's a new identity they're trying to add, that they can kind of do both, or if it's just a result of kind of what the defense is giving them right now.
Because it is hard to really look at their season stats, right? When they've had those additions like King and Rossetto, both playing their 5th game tonight. Don't want to read too much into the season stats when it is a different look, a different dynamic.
Oh, absolutely. Like we said, that first game of the season, both teams are probably feeling that they're very different identities and strengths and weaknesses from where they started.
Yeah, no Sean McDonald for the Rams on that occasion. No CJ Pena Jr. as well.
Yeah. Speaking of talent, there he is coming to check in. Not bad when you can, your 8th guy coming in is your import, so well, see the impact he brings.
Big win there from Tama Isaac with Sean Besto unable to get it over the half court within 8 seconds.
That's, I believe, two turnovers Thomas forced in the minutes he's played, so great impact he is to have come off the bench.
An early sub out as well for Taylor Britt. Turnover there for the Rams.
Lucky here. The full court pressure picking back up again.
This is the luxury that Coach Quinn Clinton has, isn't it? Taylor Britt comes out, Walter Brown comes out, Pena in, Isaac in. The depth.
And when everyone can really defend well, knock down shots, it just helps you build trust with your depth, which, as a coach, that is such a luxury to have.
There a little bit of 2-man action there with Rossetto. Last touch by Bowen, who's really bought into that Rams identity, hasn't he, Kyle Bowen? I know they've been big on character guys, adding to the culture first and foremost. And Kyle Bowen, his time with Quinn Clinton back in college days as teammates, now the player-coach dynamic.
Oh, that has to be quite an experience. Somebody who's your teammate and I'm sure a real good friend that you kind of get to grow with in your college days, and then a couple years later in your professional careers, doing very well. And yeah, he's been a great addition for them.
Well, here he is.
There he is.
Right on cue, Kyle Bowen.
Gets the deflection, playing 2-on-1 down there. Scores down here, forces a timeout.
I was waiting for it. Matt Lacey's seen enough. Just a tick under 5 minutes gone in the first quarter. Rams running early, 11-3. And we talked about a pregame, best offense, best defense. At the moment, offense is prevailing over defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Rams just really kind of getting the looks they want, mainly in that transition push. I think Walt has kind of, I don't want to say 2 easy ones because they're contested, but 2 downhill. First, yeah, 5 just figuring out where they can find their footing on the offensive end and maybe just stop the bleeding a little bit with the Rams and their offensive attack. So it'll be interesting to see what adjustments they make coming out of this.
Yeah, 1 from 6. The Fire have started 5 for 9, conversely, from the field for the Rams. Stat. Anzac, Rossetto, 3 to show for their efforts so far. He's looking down to our right to see those discussions. Still very level-headed, Coach Matt Lacey. You see Alex Stojkovic down there in the Fire coaching team. Of course, will make this gym his home in the Tauranga season later this year, joining the head coach, the mainland Poakai.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's going to be a great addition to the community. You know, seeing what he's done up there, the talent they've developed, I guess, looking at the age groups, all the way up to, you know, being a quote-unquote small market team, but, you know, figuring out how to develop shooters, developing the different, you know, with the tools you have and how to make the most out of it. He's done a phenomenal job with that. So it'll be a really good addition to have him down here in the community and what he can kind of bring to the mainland Poakai and that.
Speaking of coaches, getting opportunities, that man there, Quinn Clinton, slotting seamlessly into the head coach responsibilities after serving a bit of an apprenticeship as an assistant, placing Judd Flavel. As you mentioned, had him on Tall Blacks duties tonight. Here is Bazant, who is very good in Sky Broadband rapidly. Might provide the spark here.
Does he keep it going?
Oh, no. Shallow from Bazant. Now the Rams the other way. Britt back in.
See if they attack this matchup here.
Rossetto does well.
Yeah, he did very well to keep his feet moving. Getting there. Oh, just got him with the hip.
Jose Rossetto spending some time over in Germany, joining the FI mid-season. He made of his addition to the FI mix.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think he's been a big impact. I mean, I know when he was with his NZNBL team, Southeast, they loved the energy, the effort that he kind of brings. So on the court, great. I think off the court, too, that he kind of brings a bit of culture and that grittiness they're looking for.
Darling with the miss from the corner. If I get a stop, can they get King going here? Mojave King averaging 21 a game, just doesn't fall, everything but.
Great defense by Tama. That's that physical without fouling, chest on, not using the hands to foul, though. And again, another great chest blow from King there. Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Oh, look out below, Max Darling.
A bit of a back scratcher from Darling, not bad at all.
What a start from the two-time defending champions. 13-3, just what Coach Clinton would have been after. There's Bazant now. Can he inspire something on this possession? Gets the switch, trying to get around Britt. And that high-arcing mid-range doesn't go. Darling with the rebound. Fire stay cold.
Yeah, another great defensive possession there by the Rams.
Isaac now curling from the corner. Loses his footing. Smith-Milner catching Rossetto in the air. Looks good off the hand, just a little shy. King once more. Sean Murphy into the game here for the Fire. And but an impact off the bench. First bucket in a while for the Fire.
There could be a place where Rams find some points if they can try to get Taylor down there in the post. Maybe even getting Tama, getting those smaller guys down there and seeing if you can expose some mismatches there. Using kind of that zoom action to really get some switches if that's what the Rams choose to do defensively.
Britt with it, late in the clock, pulls up, three ball. Pena with the athleticism, almost finishes on the offensive rebound as Bairstow seizes an opportunity. Rossetto does well, twinkle toes, back out to Bairstow now, and just what the Fire needed, a couple of baskets back to back.
There it is, and they're right back in this game. And I think that one starts with Anzac just running the floor, putting pressure on the rim. He won't get the credit for any stats there, but just really putting that tempo up.
Britt, Tama Isaac, corner three, looked long, missed it all. And the Fire, a bit of momentum here. Sean Murphy, good off the bench. And they'll go back to him now. And they're going to say a shove in the back there from Taylor Britt.
On the foul. There you go. You push that thing early in trans. You know, it's better to be cross-matched than not matched up at all, but Taylor Britt picking him up right there. They find the seal inside. So, Five starting to find a little bit of life offensively.
A couple of slow-mo looks at the Darling dunk.
He's had some big ones in this gym.
Has he what? No doubt see that on our highlights show on Tuesday night on Sky. Hot boy back in. Oh, great work by King. The ball movement eventually to Bazant. Wide open in the corner. And gets that three ball to drop. Jaden Bazant.
That was good manipulation, getting that low man, hitting the roller, and because that low man came out of that corner to help, I did a great job of finding him.
Well, Sean McDonald right back at you, ends that 8-0 run from the Fire. The sharpshooter from across the Tasman.
Sometimes you just need to give him the ball and good things happen as well. That was a beautiful shot.
42% three-point shooter on the season, Sean McDonald. Averaging 21 points a game as King now in the face of CJ Pena Jr. gets the long rebound. And now the Rams the other way. A lot of comms coming from Kyle Bowen just in front of us. Rams loose with the possession. And King exploding And they're gonna say no foul on that one. The work of Britt and McDonald considered legal.
Yeah, and I think that obviously didn't go the way the FI would like it, but they're finding a really good tempo of that pushing it, which may be part of that new identity they've got out in trans. But there's other possessions they push, and it's just not quite. What do you think there?
I mean, it's one of those 50-50 ones. You just want the officials to be consistent.
We know what Matt Lacey's thinking.
Late in the first here.
Oh.
And the FI have done well after a 13-3 start, but CJ Pena Jr. Oh, a couple of highlight moments in the first of Cowles.
And Bowen playing off 2 feet there, the patience to allow Pena to cut. Just beautiful stuff there. Here's that matchup again inside.
Good work, Murphy. A couple of buckets here in this first quarter. Sean Murphy off the bench, helping the FI get back into this one. 18-13, 8-second differential between game and shot clock, and a FI rewarded for their persistence and aggression defensively. Shot clock goes off. Can they get this one to back within a possession? Only one thing's happening here. It's going up from Bazan. Yeah, it wasn't too far away. Brown, as we look, he'll pull up. And that'll do it. For an entertaining first quarter, the Rams threw a couple of early punches. The FI came right back into it. 18-13 in favour of the home team.
He must have it on mute.
I just said to Katrina, you don't have to be as loud as you normally are.
Can we get a Can we get a print off eventually?
Thanks.
18-13, the Rams lead at quarter time here at Cowles Stadium over the FI. They were up 13-3 though. Nick Bewley here with Adam Morgan, former Canterbury Rams assistant coach, in commentary tonight. Adam, your observations of that first 10 minutes? It was almost a game of two halves within a quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think Rams came out kind of really imposing their will, getting those turnovers and stuff. And then after that Matt Lacey timeout, he was able to kind of settle them down, get some cleaner looks, and figure out exactly where it is they wanted to attack. So now it's Quinn's turn to counter. Let's see what he comes up with.
Here is King trying to get to work on Brown, but how about that? The elevation, the athleticism, the skill. Walter Brown, let's hope we get a second look at that. Talk us through it, Adam Morgan.
Yeah, absolutely. Wall just kind of staying clean, walling up. And I think that's neither team really in foul trouble here. Only 2 free throws so far. That speaks to the physicality without fouling that both teams are trying to play with.
Here's Besto now gets the switch, but a two-man action with Rossetto.
Oh.
And foul's going to be called on Max Darling and Anzac Rossetto. As mentioned, free throws there. We're going to see some at the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
Yeah, just forcing that switch, trying to find Rossetto slipping out there. He does a really good job just playing off those 2 feet and drawing some contact.
Misses the first Rossetto. The Rams actually 6 turnovers in the end of that first quarter after having it their own way for a fair chunk of that first quarter, which again just speaks to that nice adjustment that Coach Lacey asked of his players after that timeout.
Yeah, both teams doing a great job actually getting back after those turnovers. There's not really been any scores, but again, it's that taking care of the ball. What kind of shots can we get at the end of the shot clock? And I know the turnover is not the one that Quinn would like.
And that's going to be the FIBA ball. So there's another one on the Rams.
Bowen not happy with that, but immediately getting back. The Aussie matchup here, heating each other up.
There's McDonald, both of course NZNBL teams, breakers and jack jumpers respectively, as Para Hunt away to the right from downtown.
Good second action there. Didn't get the pin down. They throw it back and get a flare from the Phi. Oh, good attack. I believe that might be 3 on the youngster. I might be wrong there. Could only be 2.
Taking another look at the crossover from Darling to get him going downhill.
Oh, that's just one. Wildly off there. That's all right. I'm sure the Phi are happy he is not in foul trouble.
And that's just the first free throw of the night for the Rams. Don't often see them waiting until early in the second quarter to register some points from the charity stripe. 20-14 here at Besto. Great find. Hotboy doesn't mind a 3.
Battling.
Pinballing.
These rebounds have been tough to get all night.
Yep.
Lots of tips, lots of battling, and it's who can kind of stay resilient with it.
Britt gets a little bit of space.
Good grenade action there from Bowen. Didn't like the post up, flew uphill into it. Not good.
The hustle from Darling as well to get back. Cognizant of the running king.
There they go, using that hard show. Rossetto at the level. They get it inside to Bowen. Does it result in points? Not quite.
Good work there by Rossetto. Made it difficult on Bowen. Pushed it back out.
One thing Phi have been doing a lot better than they did with the Tuatara is they weren't great. Ooh, great take there. Is the pressure that teams put on them in the handoffs. They seem to be handling that and actually making those exchanges much better than they did last week. So, positive sign for them to start.
Yeah, it was pretty tough offensive outing for the Phi last time out. They lost to the Tuatara. Held to 24 points in the second half. 59-78 they went down to the Aucklanders. So, a much more encouraging return offensively thus far. And they've just chipped away at this lead. Can't complete the 3-point play, but there's 4 points in it. Tama Isaac into the fray again for the Rams. Darling.
Oh.
Didn't give another option a second thought.
Oh
dear.
5 seconds.
Well, Sean Murphy's pleading his case, and he wanted to call a timeout.
Here we go.
Ooh, swing there for the Rams.
See what Rams do with this.
And Darling.
Oh.
It's online. It's not enough on it.
Again, none of these rebounds are easy. Walt making that tough on them. Here they go, back in trans. Oh.
Bowen, the dirty work again. Here come the Rams. They're running. McDonald. Way to the left. Bowen once more.
The pace. Just pushing.
And the timeout's called. Kyle Bowen's pumped, and rightly so. He's got 7 points. I think that might have been his 8th rebound as well. That is out of this world.
Gobbling them up. Yeah, that's one of the strengths that man brings to this team. You know, he's averaging, I believe, 7 rebounds a game. A couple of those on the O boards. Just an absolute workhorse down there in the glass.
He did have a 16 rebound game against the Jets. That was his season high. But he just fights for every possession. Look at him. Send the screen up there initially. Darling with the 3. I'm going to see the Bowen work on that occasion. But He's just been an ideal addition to this Rams roster in season 2025. Of course, you can win free fuel, score your Waitomo Mula now, and scan that QR code, spin the wheel.
It kind of just shows you the diversity of these Rams bigs. You have Bowen, who's creating all these rebounds, rim running. Max, who's outstretching the floor. Meanwhile, you have Pena, who's absolutely cheering for both of those guys, what they're doing, but he's a force to be reckoned with on the bench. So just a lot of firepower there, and we'll see how that kind of unfolds as the game goes. A good chance for Rossetto and the bigs of the Phi to really match that now. More backcourt pressure here.
Yeah, I was
surprise.
Just thinking that too. Already had an 8-second violation. And they're just going to sneak over there. Besto. King. Quick shot from the Phi. And Rossetto earns his team a foul. It's going to be the second on Bowen. This is something to be mindful of for Rams coach Clinton. I trying to argue that Rossetto was in the act of shooting. I think
neither team happy.
A lot of opinions out there. Bowen is going to take a seat. Pretty handy to get Smith Milner back out there. Handy replacement. Pero Hunt, his first basket of the night.
And he's someone who can kind of get going. You know, the former tall black. He might not be like the fastest guy out there, but he's very patient in his ball screens, and then he loves to use his physicality.
Where do the fight go here? Rossetto, they go back to Mojave King. Got some separation, doesn't get the roll.
Rams fortunate there. That's one you don't want to see him kind of taking.
Held to just 2 points so far. King on 1 of 7 shooting, so we know how good he can be on his night.
Yeah, I believe he's shooting great steal by Toma. Oh, almost gets the low man out of there. But yeah, King shooting 33% from the 3-point line this season, so law of averages says that's going to go sooner or later.
Ball getting away from Besto there.
There's maybe those teething issues sometimes when the team's trying to play that new up-style tempo that it just doesn't always quite go. You got to be aware of those people coming behind and poking that ball out.
Summer Isaac out there for Taylor Britt at the moment.
Oh, beautiful high-low.
Over the fingertips of the Phi, and an easy 2 for Tohi Smith-Milner. And it's back out to a double-digit lead here for the Rams. Going on a bit of a run. Phi got it as close as 4 points late in that first quarter.
Here comes CJ coming to check back in.
Another block for Brown. And then great work followed up by Darling.
Good tempo here.
Oh, Pero Hunt read the spin. All on his own. Cruz Pero Hunt. It's his first bucket of the night. Rams.
Probably a needed bucket there by the Phi to kind of stop the bleeding, get that thing just to tick over. Confusion here, trying to get that guard-to-guard screen, finding the matchups they want.
They're just slightly static on this possession, the Rams. ISO ball required from McDonald. He's going to draw a get-out-of-jail foul out of Murphy and head to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. This is the second Rams player to take a visit. The free throws tonight.
Good patience there. Kind of that Luka Doncic slow steps. There's no rules on how long you can step in that 1-2 to kind of get there, and he does a great job, lets the defense jump, and then kind of jumps back into them on that last step. So good patience on that move.
And a rare miss. Sean McDonald. Very efficient shooting guard for this Rams roster.
He's not missing 2 of those, is he? Here's that pressure again. It's one of the things Tama does so well. You watch him as he's up the court. He's able to move his lower body, yet his upper body stays kind of neutral, doesn't foul. great thing for younger players looking to figure out how to crack into this league that they can get into is just defend.
Nice move there, Hopboy.
And his New Zealand age group teammate there, getting on the rim, drawing the foul. Man, Carter's someone just very impressed with. Just, you know, even you see the guys, I don't know if he's made or shot any threes, looking at that right now, but 3 or 4 closeouts that guys have jumped on just because he's now a threat to shoot. A year or so ago, I don't think he's there, but now on those catch and shoots, his form, and again, credit to kind of that FIBA organization of that player development they run up there.
And part of that New Zealand under-19 group, I believe, as well.
Yeah, that's a very talented group. I guess you could say we have an embarrassment of riches around the country with our players. There you go. See if we can get McDonald going off this. Oh, beautiful action.
Thread the needle from McDonald to Pena Jr.
Just twisting that stagger string, getting him downhill. That was a lovely little action there.
Back out to an 11-point lead, but right back at you, King, the facilitator on that occasion. Murphy with the finish.
Again, just slipping out of that action. These guards are doing a great job of finding their bigs and rewarding them.
Rams go back to Pena Jr. Spin. Hopboy trying to be patient, but CJ taking his time, coming up clutch.
Mona Martin had a similar move in the Rapid League. You think that inspired him at all with that?
Pena Jr. up to 6 points. And again, another one just buying in. There's Bazan.
There's that O-board.
Murphy crashing the glass.
Just great job of him, like using his speed, turned the corner on that show, getting downhill. Didn't make it, but allowed the O-board. Oh, Walter Brown. Oh.
Everything but for Brown. And here's Murphy again. Walter's pushed the pace for the fight. Little floater, fortuitous, gets it back, and the fight will reset. 4 point now.
FIBA doing a great job of hanging around here.
Pero Hunt from downtown connects. And Coach Clinton wants to talk things over. Well, they jumped out to double digits in the fight, as they did in the first, Adam Morgan. They've found a way and then got despondent, and all of a sudden back to a 2-possession game.
Gives it a boxing feel, doesn't it? Like a little bit of see what, you know, like we'll adjust from round to round, see what they're going to give. All right, we'll make some adjustments. It's been actually really good to watch. I think it's going to be stopping those guards from turning the hill on that ball screen while also not allowing those slip outs from the 5 bigs there. So this will be good to watch.
Rams have got Darling and Bowen leading the way from a scoring perspective with 7 each. Pena Jr. with 6. Taylor Britt, we expect so much of the Rams captain, but by his standards, relatively quiet. Adam, just the 2 field goal attempts, none made. He's contributed a couple of assists as well, and no doubt, as you mentioned earlier, the law of averages is a guy averaging just a shade under 17 points a game. His time will come.
Yeah, absolutely. And on efficient shooting splits too. He's a very poised point guard. Hence why he is the Breakers, Tall Blacks said point guard, because he knows kind of just how to balance transition versus half court, when to take his shots, when to get it to the open guys. So it's, they're holding him down, but not, I don't think for long.
Just looking at the foul count there, 8-3 as things stand. The Rams as McDonald.
Oh, good look coming back off that stagger again.
Where did the fire go here? Try and cut it to a 1-possession game, potentially. We made 3.
Here's one you probably don't have your bingo card. Murphy being the high scorer in the half right now for the 5, making a good impact.
Absolutely, I love what he's brought. And here he goes.
Can you add to it?
Just away to the right. Again, the theme continues of every rebound being so hard to secure. McDonald now. It's the elbow into Besto's chest.
Tried that same slow step move, but great job on the defense, actually being patient, not jumping. Good wall up.
And here's a different look for the Rams. McDonald's going to check out Kyle Bowen back in, so a bit more length.
Very big lineup here.
There's Pena Jr. now, loses his footing with the attempted crossover, and Carter Hopoi.
Oh, beautiful hustle by both Bowen and Brown. Getting back, nothing easy. Early transition here, what can the Rams find?
Darling, a mismatch of some proportion, but Bazan. There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
FIBA been good with that. They've had a few cheeky hands in there just to kind of, you think the Rams have a nice 2-foot layup, and then boom, take it right from them.
I believe that's the 9th turnover for the Rams.
Here we go. Is there a mismatch that Bazant wants to use here?
He's going to pull up. A high-arcing three-point attempt, just leaving that one short, but we know he can make it. And 4 of them in Rapid League earlier tonight in a FIBA win. As Pena Jr. puts Sean Murphy on spin cycle.
Rams going big here, but they probably end up losing when they go big is that full court pressure just to kind of get on the same foot speed. But hopefully, I'm guessing Quinn's move here was to take away those rebounds. And there you go. He finally found it.
Felt like a matter of time, didn't it? Yeah. When, not if for Jaden Bazan.
And Quinn said, I've seen enough. Let's put a stop to that.
Yeah, we've seen that a little bit over the course of the Rams season. The quick sort of double timeouts, if you like. If Quinn Clinton isn't happy, he's happy to pull the trigger on that second timeout, talk things over again, particularly late in a half.
And I think that almost probably, like, maybe speaks to the greatness of these coaches. They kind of have this game mapped out in a way. He might have known Lacey's move, and he's like, oh, Lacey goes this move? All right, now I want to go this move. So it's kind of, yeah, it's very cool to watch them, and he knows exactly what he wants to get to here. Minute 42, and both teams still have their player timeout as well, I believe, for the half. So a lot of basketball still to be played.
Great to see another packed out Cowles Stadium. The fans are always out in force here in Canterbury. Winning helps that, of course, but they put on a great product.
Yeah, from the kind of top down, like even the winning and the improvement of the team, but the entertainment that I think the Rams organization puts forth with bringing in various chances to win prizes or T-shirt cannons or performances. You come here, you get a full-blown performance from start to end.
Well, it's funny, when Judd Flavel's been in your seat during the course of this season, Adam, I've just seen his eyes wide open about everything that sort of happens in and around the game of basketball, because he's usually just so focused on every time out, every possession, discussions with players on the sideline. He wasn't aware of everything happening on the periphery. He was pretty taken back as to how loud it is in here. And there's just not a second when something isn't going on.
And it's been an enjoyable one watching when Judge, whether he's on the bench or in here, he's, when he's the coach, I don't know if it's, I'm sure he enjoys it in hindsight, but doesn't get enjoyed as a fan. So whether it's like a big block or something and you see him kind of laugh and stuff, you're like, oh, yep. Normally he's just locked into that next play. So I'm sure he enjoys that change of position there.
Yeah, he's been a great addition to our Sky Sport team this season. Kyle Bowen, he's had his fingerprints all over this first half. Just taking a look at his statistical line as he heads to the Chemist Warehouse. Dropped 7 points on 3 of 4 shooting, including a made 3, 7 rebounds, 3 offensively, plus 12, team high.
Didn't you see how these last 90 seconds play out? It was a 6-point game when Quinn called that timeout. Pushes it to an 8. We'll see what they kind of do in the last couple possessions in this half. Love seeing Pena up the floor here as well. Just putting that pressure on, showing his diversity. All right. Oh, again, finding that slip.
Oh, Rossetto left it there, hanging on the rim.
The two-man game of King and Rossetto, though, I think that's a well they can keep going back to as this game unfolds.
Pena Jr. step back 3 from far away. Bowen fighting for that rebound. Not happy with the no call, but Rossetto and contact. Kyle Bowen remonstrating back on the half court. Thought he earned himself a foul on the fight. But what a pass, Mojave King. You just mentioned it, Adam Morgan. King and Rossetto, the combination of the two relatively new additions to this FIBA team.
Yeah, we spoke about the workhorse of the FIBA in our Rapid League game with Boucher. Rossetto, somewhat similar. He's rim running, setting great screens, slipping out.
And Rossetto to potentially complete the three-point play, and does just that. We have just a shade under a minute to go. 5-point game. Rossetto will check out. And an interesting little moment here. Crowd going relatively quiet too. They know this game is on a knife's edge. A quality opponent in town. Darling. Denham Brook into the game here for the Whai. And Darling just strips it away. Earns the Rams a second chance. Got an ISO ball here. Pena Jr. Peru Hunt up to the challenge. Oh, flick pass. McDonald can't make from the corner three. The shot clock goes off. Besto, final possession of the half. They'll go to Murphy. A lot of trust in Sean Murphy off the bench. Mojave King, oh, it's a loose last possession here for the Whai. Can he beat the shot clock? No, he can't. Wild last attempt. But really entertaining first 20 minutes here at Cowles Stadium. The Rams have been put through their paces. They've enjoyed a couple of double-digit leads. But the Whai have come storming back on a couple of occasions, and they've cut it to just 5 points at the break, 36-31. Kyle Bowen leading all scorers with 9 points to go along with 7 rebounds. He's had a big say. And for the Whai, Sean Murphy off the bench. Great impact with 8 points. The Whai coaches there, Matt Lacey and his assistants, talking things over. Let's send it down to Adam Morgan.
To tidy things up when the Whai are making a run.
Yeah, I don't think the problems are anything to do with the defensive end. 31 points is a great number to hold a team like the Whai to. It's just sharpness and offense, looking up the ball. They're a handsy team, so making sure we're protecting too many turnovers right now.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then so speaking of the offensive end, what are some things you guys can do to kind of free yourselves up more to get those looks that you're really hoping to find?
Stay aggressive. Whai's got great defensive personnel, but I think moving the ball, shifting it, that's when we're great. When we're playing with pace. That's what this team is. That's our identity.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. How you doing? Here with Anzac Rossetto. Anzac, great first half, bringing the energy. Coming into that game, was that a key point for you to try to outwork the Rams, getting on the rim with your rim run, slipping out in those screens, and just putting that heat and pressure on the rim?
Yeah, bro, it's just my game, Yeah, Robbie got me last week, so come out here and try and get these fellas this week.
Yeah, absolutely. And making this late playoff push, this second half will obviously be a great challenge for you guys. What are some things you guys are going to lock into in this second half?
Yeah, bro, we just need to keep running on them, keep up with our jams. They jam as well, so it's a really competitive game, good both ends. I think we just need to lock down on our defense, make sure we get some stops. 36 isn't bad, in a half, so, it's a good game, but we'll just keep at it and see what happens.
Absolutely, but it's a pleasure to watch, and good luck in the second half.
What's up, bro? Thank you.
Adam Morgan there with Anzac Rossetto and Kyle Bowen. We'll take a break here on Sky Sport. Plenty of action to come here at Cowles Stadium. The Rams up by 5.
Yeah, so like the camera's here, you're there. Yeah, pretty much. Like 2 or 1, so. Yeah. That's basically what I've been doing for the last 3 seasons. It's just, it's all this preparation and then just verbal diarrhea. So what happens here is
Taking a look here at the Rams halftime address. Coach Quinn Clinton, Nick Bewley here with Adam Morgan, your commentators tonight. The Rams leading the fight 36-31. Bit of an arm wrestle, wasn't it, Adam, in that second quarter? Both teams threw a couple of punches, metaphorically speaking, of course. But what did you make of that first half, particularly that second quarter, the way the Fire were able to combat what the Rams were throwing up?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like we talked about earlier, we're getting close to that kind of winning time or the playoffs coming around, so teams are going to be pretty locked into what they want to run, and I'd say both teams are probably executing their scout for the most part of what they'd like. So for the Rams, I think it's for them finding that offensive prowess. As KB kind of alluded to at the halftime talk, 31 points to give up, not terrible by any means. It's just how do they find those looks and staying aggressive, sort of. On the Phi side, it's just about them really making sure that they can execute what they want, finding those matchups they want. Rams defense is amazing, but as we know, any team has certain areas you can attack, so it's finding those chinks in the armor and just being very resilient with that, whether that's being smart at pulling that out in trans or, you know, exploring through the shot clock to find the shot that they want.
I think the Fire got to be super happy. This is a team that averages 101 points a game, the Rams. And look, yes, the Fire have the best defensive record in the league, but 36 points, that's a huge win. And to keep some guys like Taylor Britt, for example, scoreless in that first half. You know, no one in double digit scoring when what did you say earlier in that first half? They've got 9 guys on that Rams roster who have season averages of 8 points or more. So, you know, there's so many heads to the snake for the Rams offensively. The Fight can take a lot of credit. Matt Lacey's got to be pretty happy in that halftime address.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy, but also knowing that the Rams are going to be a second half team. They're not back-to-back champions for no reason. So for him, it's keeping his guys that poise that they need to be able to play through whatever it may be that the second half throws. But yeah, they've done a very good job defensively keeping the Rams you know, intact and not letting them kind of get out and run on them, or just where the basket seems to grow by 3 feet in diameter and those threes just start splashing. So yeah, it's gonna be a great second half, I think, is what it is.
Certainly is. Shout out to Sean Murphy too. 8 points in 12 minutes off the bench, leading the scoring for the Fire. Looking forward to this second half. Rams 36, Fire 31.
That's generally very good feedback, so thank you.
That's all right. I got thick skin too, so.
Second half coming up here at Cowles Stadium in Christchurch, Jam in June in the NZNBL. The two-time defending champions, the Canterbury Rams, haven't been beaten in this gym. Gee whiz, I'm trying to remember the last time. Might have been the Tuatara early last year. They haven't been beaten here this year. It is some record they have mounted at home. And they're facing a pretty stern test here from a FI team right on the fringes of that top 6 playoff positions. And interestingly, Adam Morgan, I think we even mentioned both these guys pre-game, Mojave King being an influential, well, the king of the snake, I think you referred to it as, for this FI roster. Again, that's another mini win in some ways for the FI, that they're down 5 on a night when Mojave has 2 points on 1 of 8 shooting. He's getting it done in other ways, though, with the 3 assists.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it shows how well balanced of a player he is, that they're taking away his stuff at the point of the screen. So what's he doing? He's hitting his bigs on the slip outs, or he's moving off of it and stuff. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they adjust. But I think both teams' assistant coaches, whoever did the scout, feel quite good about themselves after the first half.
Rams backcourt as well. McDonald just 4 points. Britt scoreless. Smith-Milner an early catch and shoot 3. Doesn't go. That's a sign of intent or a change up from the Rams.
And there's Rosetto again, that quick run on the rim, trying to put that pressure on him.
Besto didn't quite get the look he wanted. And King, that baseline cut, pass just a little away from Rosetto. And we should mention the Rams defense too, because I feel like I've said the Fire's got the best defense in the league countless times tonight, but this is a Rams team who had the 3rd best defense. Yeah, so very much as a slugfest from that regard.
Maybe sometimes you take the Ram stuff for granted, or it's just, oh yeah, it's the usual.
Oh, it's only in the top 3. I might not even mention that. As Britt, that cold shooting night. Well, that's just his 3rd attempt of the ball game. Again, great containment from the Fire. But here's
good
Britt.
Hands by Britt.
Finds his buddy Walter Brown, but Hawboy with the rejection. Again.
There they go. You want to attack harder off the dribble.
And another swat from Carter Hawboy.
Holds his own on both. Oh, beautiful ball.
Pero Hunt to King. Didn't have to break his stride.
Nah, man, and is he fast going end to end.
Boy, the Fire up for this. First basket of the second half goes to Mojave King as Britt turns the corner, loses the handle, nutmegs Mojave King, and they're going to say last touch by the Fire.
I like that look there, getting Taylor kind of out of that corner on his left hand of that empty ball screen. I think that's something he's eaten time and time again on, so.
Oh, Besto, great work locking up McDonald. And Rosetto, well, he opened things up with a 3. And gets his own rebound, and second time tidies it up.
Is he working? As he alluded to at the halftime, Rob had his number last week, so coming out, he's got a point to prove, and I think he's doing a great job of that.
1 point game. And the Fire with the first 2 buckets in this 3rd quarter. McDonald needed that. The Rams, they go to their main contributor offensively, Sean McDonald.
Yeah, and sometimes with those guys, they just need 1 or 2 easy ones to kind of see that thing go through the net, and the rim gets a little bit bigger. Oh, great defense. Taylor Britt digging in from the top nail there just to help on that. That's one of the things I think can get lost. Yeah, the 5 might be going at Taylor in the post trying to attack him, but little things like that, how can you still make an impact as a defender? Case in point right there.
Bowen had a big first half, Kyle Bowen. 7 points, 7 rebounds, but loose handle there.
And that's what the Rams, I think, want to get back to as well, is that quick, or that show at the level of the screen with the big 2 quick passes. They hit what we call the messy pass, and then you find the roller, and they cleared out that empty side, so they're not sure where that tag needs to come from. The 5 that is. So great look, just couldn't quite execute.
King now.
Oh, man, that change of pace is fast. Yep.
Timeout called by Rams coach Quinn Clinton. And Mojave King has just gone bang bang early in this third quarter.
I believe that looks like a 1-point game up on that score.
Well, Walter Brown had done a fine job on Mojave King that first half, but that is just top tier offense in the NZNBL. Probably see that on the highlights show every Tuesday night. 38-37. And they've taken the crowd out of this here in the third quarter too. You know when you can hear yourself think in this gym, Adam Morgan, that the visitors are usually doing a good job.
It doesn't happen often, but sometimes I think that tension you get now early in the game, and if it stays close the whole way, the crowd comes back tenfold because they got to get rid of that energy somehow. So don't count the Cowles crowd out either.
Oh.
The one thing we're probably missing, there hasn't been a lot of free throws in this game, and I believe there's the old pizza deal, right, when there's some missed free throws. So.
Absolutely, yeah. Free slice with two misses from an opposition player.
See if the Phi start to get on the rim, maybe that brings the crowd back into it.
Coach Clinton sticking with his starters to respond after the timeout. They're usually so squeaky clean here, the Rams, after a word with their coach. And McDonald looks good off. The hand is good.
And the Phi come out in that zone right there, and a great way to beat a zone is to shoot the old ball. So here's that matchup we're talking about. What do they do at the level of the screen? They're doing a better job of catching Rossetto too at when he slips out, that low man. But
God,
they find a different point of entry. So.
With the offhand too.
Oh, bowing down.
And that's cause for concern here for the Rams. Didn't actually see what the issue was there. We're going to take a second look. Firstly at the Sean McDonald made three. But Kyle Bowen, just look over to my left, he's going to make his way straight down the tunnel into the Rams dressing room. Might have been a knock to the head.
Kind of looked a bit dazed there. We'll hope all the best for KB there.
He's been so influential in that first half. So that'll be quite the loss for the Rams. Max Darling's in, as is Tama Isaac. No Kaya Isaac tonight, of course. Back-to-back games missed with an ankle injury.
It looks like they've gone back to a man. Let's see how they play this.
Darling from downtown, look good. From a similar spot that Sean McDonald flushed it home moments ago. And the Rams only connecting from three-point land was pretty ordinary by their standards in that first half. Just 3 of 16 from beyond the arc. It's Besto, nice little shimmy to the left.
Eyes up. Rossetto, great job. Max is absolutely fighting his butt off for rebounds tonight too. I think he knows it's no easy task going against Rossetto.
McDonald now looking to get, and draws a foul from Rossetto. Oh, that's his third, and needs to be careful. There was nothing intentional in that, but don't want to test the Barnacan officials' patience.
Definitely wouldn't help your calls if you hit him in the head.
Sean Murphy back in as well for the Fire. Coach Matt Lacey deep in contemplation as Brown.
Oh, great take by Brown. Oh,
Murphy eventually with it. Here come the Fire. Barrow Hunt. He'll pull up. Long range three-point attempt. Closed out by Isaac, but Murphy. Offensive rebound. I'm going to say that was tipped by McDonald. Here's King, late in the shot clock, has to go, nice pass, oh boy.
Oh.
Fights
Murphy,
for it.
2 offensive rebounds, extending these possessions. That's one thing where the Phi can hurt you, right? If you're giving up, they're playing at a slow pace, get to the end of the shot clock, and then you give up an O-board, give up another O-board. Now you've been down here for 40-odd seconds just playing defense, so.
Makes the first as Sean Murphy.
I feel that crowd slowly getting into it, but they must still be warming up.
Spent a lot of time under the tutelage of Matt Lacey's, now his NBL coach, through Rosmini College on Auckland's North Shore, and a lot of trust between coach and player here, and that's being paid off. Sean Murphy up to double digit scoring as McDonald just hangs in the air in the mid-range. Darling, fortuitous. Oh. How it ended up with Max Darling, open three, and now Carter Hallboy. Opposite against, going at it alone. I like this for the fight. Pero Hunt setting the table. Let's get round Brown.
Oh,
easier said than done, but how about it, Cruz Pero Hunt?
Again, good D, better O. Great take, good patience.
Oh, Smith Milner, perfect find, beautiful execution, and an easing two for Max Darling.
That's a great find. Tohi coming up with a little bit of a limp there. We'll keep an eye on that. Kyle Bowen back at the scores table, so that's a good sign for Rams.
Oh boy, can launch them from downtown. Off to the left, but they're going to say foul on the fire here on Pero Hunt.
I think it might have been a push, and it was back at Tama, and then it got called late when the refs saw the fire were going to come away with it. So.
So Taylor Britt and Kyle Bowen, who was shaken up moments ago. Good to see him back out on the court. CJ Pena Jr. as well. Xander Masters in for
back
the fire.
To this empty corner ball screen here. See what they can get for Taylor to the midi. Yeah, he likes that.
Finally, it's only taken 26 minutes, but Taylor Britt's got his first points of the night.
I don't think Lacey likes the way that looked on that defensive setup, letting whether it's McDonald or Britt kind of just turning the corner, figuring out who needs to help, hedge maybe, but don't let those guards get going.
An interesting moment in this ball game, Adam Morgan. 4:03 to play in the third. Rams leading 48-43. It was, of course, a 5-point margin at halftime, so even Stevens here in the third. And the defensive pressure of both teams coming to the fore. It's very much just been a continuation of what we saw in the first half.
Yeah, if the patterns stay the same, it's Phi going to make a little bit of a run on some sort of an adjustment. So, yeah, it's been really good. Stats remaining relatively similar, too, across the board for both teams. No one really pulling away in any particular category. Yeah, the three-pointers, 4 of 18 for the 5, 5 of 20 for the Rams. Rebound count pretty similar as well. The turnovers are not too far off either, pretty much one in that, so.
It's almost like that Spider-Man meme at the moment, like two guys just looking at the mirror offering pretty similar stuff.
That's exactly right. And that's kind of in the matchup, right? Teams run similar stuff. So even talking to Max in the pregame, just how do you guys prepare for this? And he's like, it just kind of feels almost like early season where you're going against your own systems and whatnot. So.
Well, that's a massive compliment in itself to what Matt Lacey has done with this Phi team. They're there in the 6th spot as things stand. Xander Masters, the lefty, can shoot it from deep, but way to the right on that occasion. Bowen calling Tama Isaac across.
Max Darling approaching a double-double, excuse me. Oh, here we go. They got the matchup inside.
Bowen, good help there from Bairstow. Pinballs around, the Phi rewarded. Pero Hunt the other way.
Oh, good
Bullet
look
pass.
off.
Masters in the corner. Count it.
Beautiful pass. Look inside, pull the guy over, hit that corner. Not bad at all.
3rd assist for the night for Pero Hunt. And first basket of the night for Xander Masters. And a short break here for Walter Brown, who's about to check back in from the scorer's table as Britt gets to work with the left, and here he is. Couple of makes now here in the third for the Rams captain. Isaac hits the floor, no call. Bazan, high arcing 3 attempt away to the left. Murphy, offensive rebound. Loses it.
There we go.
The Rams the other way. They're running. Pena Jr.
Oh, and one. Hey.
And don't the crowd love it? He flexes on them. And we take a second look at the transition effort.
Crowd loving the flex.
And a quick rest too for Mojave King. Straight back in. 2:27 to play in the third. Fine margins, isn't it? There's Pena Jr. into double-digit scoring. 11 points on the night in just 13 minutes.
Oh, almost another 8-second call.
Shadow. Yeah, back to King. He'll pull up from downtown, Mojave King. And a whistle here. They're going to say that's on Max Darling. And that'll be a third on Max Darling. And those rebounds. He bruises tomorrow morning, I suspect, from our bigs out there tonight. Darling is going to check out after that third foul. Bazan needs to get it in. 5 seconds for the second time tonight. Oh, Coach Keller there.
Yeah. Coach Keller on one side, but a credit to that, whichever the coaches did the scout as well, and being across what they want to run coming out of those baseline plays. So.
And for the first time tonight, late in the third, Jaden Boucher into the ball game for the fight.
Oh, here we go.
Bowen,
Not quite. I wonder if Lacey's thinking getting Boucher into the game is just get a little bit of energy, just even kind of shift some momentum here, just with that hard work and stuff.
Lovely pass from Jaden Boucher. Pero Hunt stares down Walter Brown. Back to a 4-point game.
Not to toot the horn, but it was just a quick swing there from Boucher, even just getting that across, finding the open guy.
Such a glue guy for this fight team. A little bit surprised, actually. It's taken until now for him to get into the ball game.
Absolutely.
90 seconds to go here in the third. Britt slides to his right. Three ball doesn't go. Bowen with yet another offensive rebound. Finds his countryman, McDonald. The shooter's roll for Shawnee Mack. Big time basket there to push it back out to 7.
There we go. Get back to that pick and roll with Rossetto and King, and they find it again.
Mojave King.
Just changing that angle at the point of the screen, and they're slipping out. Rams gonna have to figure out how to stop that.
4th assist of the game for King. Rossetto into double-digit scoring. As Bowen, patience personified.
That's very similar to that play earlier when I believe they hit Tohi on the wing, and he found, I think it was Max Darling. Same play, messy pass, find that roller. Great stuff there.
He looks spent, Kyle Bowen, but he's got a massive motor as well. He just fights tooth and nail every single position at both ends. And he's having himself a game, filling up the stat sheet.
Absolutely. 9 points, 4 rebounds, 8 rebounds, 4 of them offensive, 4 assists, 2 steals. That is making an impact.
Can't complete the three-point play, though, Hopboy with the rebound.
Can't have it all.
That'd just be greedy. 58-51 late in the third. Defense chant ringing around Cowles Stadium. Hopboy, they go to King once more. Last touch by Bowen. That one won't show on the stat sheet. He's going to check out. Smith-Milner back in. Shot clock just 7 seconds remaining.
Interesting to hear the Rams have put Taylor on Mojave, and I wonder if that's just so that whenever the screen's set, he can just switch into whoever it is.
Gonna have to get something up here. Bazan, is the bank open? No, it's late on a Wednesday.
And they're running.
Here come the Rams. Shot clock off. Smith, Britt, excuse me. They get it back. Smith-Milner now. Britt.
3.
Knows he has time. Not much time though, and King says no. And it's clean as well. What a way to end the third quarter. Well, the Rams led by 5 at the half. It's 7 at the three-quarter break. What a contest this is midweek at Cowles Stadium. Can't wait for the fourth quarter.
Match report, so it's got to match that.
Was McKing scoreless in the first?
It was on the first quarter.
Oh, first half.
It was 1 for 6.
6. 3.
Sorry, 1 for 8.
Oh wait, we have it right here.
Might need a large pizza after this one, I think. Sal's Jam 25% off code at Sal's with that QR code. Nick Bewley here with Adam Morgan. Fourth quarter to come. Rams up by 7. It has just been punch and counter-punch between these two teams. The top seeds, the Rams, Whai sitting 6th on the ladder, entering the business end of the season. Get involved in our mix and pick MVP poll. Mojave King, Anzac Rossetto with plenty of love. Wanted to mention Sean Murphy though, Adam, a double-double off the bench, 10 points, 12 rebounds, 6 of them offensively as Hopboy opens the fourth with a layup.
Yeah, complimented Bowen there on his rebounding efforts, only to get the stat sheet at quarter and see that someone else was doing quite a work. The one that stood out to me rebounding-wise, too, is Rossetto only has 3, but I think that's a product of the work he's putting in, those tips, and then his teammates are coming in and swooping that up, because the rebounding battle is just, nothing is easy. We've said it all game, but my goodness.
It is relentless on the glass as Pena Jr.
Ooh.
They might see that the other way. That won't count, been waved off. Foul's going to go on Pena Jr. for a push. Take another look. And King, well, he presented a picture there for the officials, and they have taken that one. 58-53. Really good ball game this to open the round of the South NBL. It's worth acknowledging the Whai, of course, one of only 2 teams this season to beat the Canterbury Rams, but that was way back in the opening rounds. And they do what not many teams have done and do the double.
Do we have a mismatch here that Tama wants to exploit? We lost the handle. Clock ticking.
Pena Jr. puts it up from way downtown. Oh boy, with the rebound. Here's King once more, really come to life in the second half, but it's called for the charge.
CJ returning the favor there.
2 can play at that game. CJ Pena Jr. Getting plenty of run off the bench tonight. 4 Rams players in double-digit scoring, but we're talking 12 points, 11 points. It's been a great job defensively by the Whai, best defense in the league, to hold the Rams They average a shade over 100 points a game to 58 early in the fourth quarter. It's McDonald now.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes.
Great set by the Rams. That Iverson cut, little misdirection, come back and just get into that pick and roll there.
Not the way he just glides. Sean McDonald seems like he has an extra half a second in the air.
Good wall up by Max.
Yeah, great work. Max Darling at the other end. And can the Rams go on a mini run here? Up by 7. Tama Isaac with the offhand. Somehow doesn't go down. Hasn't been Tama Isaac's night either.
It's a bouncy rim tonight down there.
None from 3. Scoreless thus far. There's Hopoi. Bazan. Besto. Murphy. Lot of ball movement. Hopoi in the corner. Got to put it up. Bazan. How about it? Prayer goes unanswered. Great work defensively by the Rams.
Yeah, really good close out there.
Here is McDonald again. Putting this Rams side on his shoulders.
Good D, just brought those hands down right at the end. Kind of baited him with that slow step fade.
And that's going to be foul number 3 on King. Bazan, Hopoi check out for the 5. Isaac and Darling are going to take a seat for the Rams.
This is just, again, one of the strengths of the Rams. You can keep running your starters while getting them, starters being the 8 deep they go tonight. But you kind of just have guys you have out there trusting the whole time. Sometimes when your team's not as deep, it's really tough to figure out how to get your star players that quick breather so they're fresh for crunch time. As Walt is able to alleviate McDonald here.
So back out to 9. And that's the one thing the Rams have done well. Basically, since the outset, it was 13-3 early doors. As much as the 5 clawed their way back, haven't had a lead. In fact, led for 24 seconds. That was after that Anzac Rossetto make right at the beginning of the ball game. As Piero hunts now.
Great take. And again, just for the kids watching at home, you want to make it in this league, make it kind of further in your basketball, play off 2 feet.
Brett to Brown. Brett gets it back. You get the screen. Oh, didn't see Bowen slip there. And Rossetto read that one. Telegraphed the Tohi Smith-Milner pass. And again, the 5. Just hanging around. Not letting the Rams get comfy. And that foul, Tohi Smith-Milner saying all ball. Locked up like a pretzel there, those two. Lip readers at home. As Besto sent out to Murphy. Huge impact off the bench. Sean Murphy. And King now pulls up. Loose, Pero hard.
No easy rebounds. Again, one of those possessions where ball feels like it's been on this end of the court for a while.
Bowen with the rebound eventually for the Rams. And now Pena Jr. a little bit shaken up.
I think Rossetto and him might have gone knee to knee a little bit ago. And anybody who's experienced that knows it is not pleasant.
He's been good tonight too, CJ Pena Jr. 11 points. A couple of assists as well. And in some ways a war of attrition. A lot of energy being expended tonight at Cowles. A lot riding on this one, particularly for the 5. As Britt sees an opening and just glides straight through.
He beats the show around it. They didn't want to switch that ball screen. What does he do? He attacks downhill. May have been on his right hand, but Taylor Britt with a crafty left is something we've seen once or twice before.
And Max Darling now Feeling the love in our mix and pick MVP poll. He's been impactful as well.
That also puts King on 4 fouls there.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if Q wants to go in ahead and attack that.
Yeah, that's significant, isn't it, for Mojave King, who's very much led this resurgent Whai side in the second half.
There we go. Here's a little elbow Peja action they like to run.
King again with Rossetto.
Good attack.
This doesn't fall. And now here come the Rams, leading by 10.
Oh, here we go. He's seen a few go through.
Oh, a wry smile as it goes down. The Whai's heads go down as well. Largest lead of the night as Matt Lacey calls timeout.
That's a tough one right there. But pretty good defense, just long contested 3. And
well, not for the first time tonight. Sean McDonald will be pretty happy with that end of the Cowles Stadium gym. You create your own luck in this league. And the Rams now leading by 13 midpoint in the 4th quarter. We feel like Coach Lacey will be instructing of his players in this timeout.
yeah, you're looking at, can they bring some sort of pressure or something to kind of, you know, get themselves a few more possessions. I think the biggest thing, though, is they need to get zeros. So that might mean gambling a few times, and whether it's the backcourt or whatever, but they can't be giving away kind of 2s or 3s just end of the shot clock. They need to maybe make a few gambles here, get themselves a few possessions, which some of the Tuatara game last week was about this time. I think it got pushed out, and it was them trying to find the pace to keep pushing, get themselves into it, but yeah, they just weren't able to kind of come to fruition with their offense in the end there to make that happen.
So back out there for the Whai, Hotboy, Bairstow, Rossetto, King, and Pero Hunt. Starting 5. There for the Rams as well. Can they inspire a comeback? The visitors. Oh,
switching that Peja action was really good right there again by the Rams. You can tell they're across that head tap play.
And it's going to be Rams possession. There's an opportunity there for Rossetto to find Bairstow down low as well.
And that zone again we're seeing right here, seeing what the Rams can attack that.
Brown downtown, doesn't go, but that might be last touch by the Whai, and it is.
That is one of your cons in being in a zone, is it is tough to rebound. You have your area, you're guarding, shot goes up, now I have to go find a body to defend from getting this rebound, so unlucky there.
Smith Milner. Well, it felt like a matter of time that Toy was going to make an impact from beyond the arc.
Yeah, great inbounds play there. Rams making the Whai answer some questions. Do you want to help with that weak side defender or guard the corner? And, well, we saw which one they chose.
And you feel for the Whai here because they've been so good for King. That is class. 3-point play coming up here. It's Mojave King.
As tough as that basket was for King, he hasn't had a whole lot of easy, and that wasn't an easy look by any means, but they kept him kind of calm, keeping that head of the snake contained, I guess.
Well, that's one of the best on-ball defenders in this league, Walter Brown, and there's been some one-on-one battle tonight. King's had some moments, Brown's had some moments. It's been a treat to watch. Completes the 3-point play, so the margin is 13 with 4 to play. Got to get stops here, the fight.
There we go, some misdirection.
McDonald with King's hand in his face, doesn't go. Hotboy with another rebound, his 9th.
Early screen, see if they can get downhill, yep.
Simple execution, Bairstow, Rossetto.
They've been doing a good job of that all night. They've maybe went away from it a little bit in that mid-third or late third, early fourth of that pocket pass. But that brings them to 11 points, so we still have a ball game.
Smith Milner. Britt getting to his spot on the left. Just a little heavy. And just leaving the door a touch ajar here for this Whai team. Can they bash it down?
Some single-digit game here.
King with Britt in front.
Oh, beautiful take. That Hezzy just brings Taylor out of his hips for a sec, goes by him. Taylor's done well. He stayed out of foul trouble after being in foul trouble early. It'll be his 3rd for the game. Sometimes that's tough for a player. You get in 2 early fouls, you kind of somewhat playing passive, or you're the other way and you get over aggressive because you're mad at the refs. So good balance from the captain there.
So Make here would get it back to single digits with 3 minutes and change remaining. So they've done well, the Whai. The Rams got it out to 16. A little mini run here.
And that puts King in double digits now, so if there's any time to have your star player starting to feel himself, it's going into these last 3 minutes.
Speaking of, here's Sean McDonald. Kicks it out to Brown. Can't get the 3 to go, but
guess who?
Who else? Kyle Bowen creating a second look for the Rams. Oh, great work by Bairstow. But Britt stays with it. Bowen, another offensive rebound, and they just swarm McDonald. This is chewing up a fair bit of clock here for the Rams.
Oh. It's coach killers.
Eventually.
Whai getting a little bit of their own medicine from the Rams of just chewing up that clock with O-boards and patient possessions.
Lovely find, Bairstow to Hotboy.
Finish.
Back
that
to
score
a 9-point game. Max Darling to check back in. And
wet spot. I wonder if Max is being brought in so the Rams can just switch these actions out. Not allow the slip so much. That being said, King and Rosetto have been really good twisting that ball screen, trying to expose that switch tonight. So.
Here comes Taylor Britt. The Rams looking for their 13th win of the season. Stay pretty on the top of the Cowles NBL ladder as McDonald again just hangs.
Butter.
It is so smooth from Sean McDonald. That gets it back up to double digits. A long way home from the Fires. Yeah. Hotboy. Oh, he's upset at himself there, Carter Hotboy. What a talent he is.
Hotboy's doing a great job. I think some teams call it fist or just that early transition play, the one kicking it to that 4-man, and the 4-man being a great asset to his team of being able to attack downhill. He got himself going early in the first half of the few, and a few at the charity stripe for that. Or I guess Chemist Warehouse.
Misses his first.
Oh, some pizza on the line for these fans here.
I was going to say, if there was anyone who might give it to the people, Carter Hotboy, unfortunately for him, is 1 from 5 for the night. There we go. I don't think anyone's going home hungry.
No. That applies to the commentators as well, right?
I'm yet to find out in year 3, but I'll make some inquiries.
We'll see if we can have some post-game pizza.
Oh my goodness, McDonald.
Oh.
Thankfully for Anzac Rosetto.
Rosetto did a good job. He got up as quick as he could, got a hand up.
And Brown with the miss.
Here we go. Need a little bit of pace inserted into this from the Whai.
Oh, Bairstow, lovely spin. We'll get the roll.
Good finish.
And the Whai continue to fight. Where's the urgency here, though?
Looking at Lacey, seeing what he wants his team to do in this situation. They're playing the possession out. See if they can get Hotboy in this screen. Yeah, Taylor Britt downhill, big dunk coming. There it is.
That is just perfect execution to put the exclamation point on it for the Rams. Yeah. And fitting, Adam Morgan, that it's Kyle Bowen with the finish.
Absolutely. Taylor found the mismatch he wanted. Whai help. Bowen just punishes him with that automatic cut. Great trust there from your point guard to your, I'd say star player, but there's about 8 or 9 of those guys on this team. So
we'll take another look, Britt. Baseline cut, Bowen. caught Rossetto unaware. And for Kyle Bowen, 13 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, couple of steals, 6 offensive rebounds in 24 minutes on court. He's had himself a night.
And not surprisingly enough, the highest plus minus at plus 16. He is just leaving his fingerprints all over this game. Players like that are great too, like as a coach. Again, he's one of those guys, you don't necessarily draw the plays up for him. Connector in a way, sets those screens, run things. He's in the actions, but they're not necessarily for him. But he finds a lot of action out of it, whether it's the dump downs off those pin downs or just right place, right time.
And no ego, very selfless player. You know, you see imports on occasion come into this league, they want the ball, they want to have
cares about winning.
X amount of shots a game, you know, looking at the stats. Yeah, as you say, cares about winning.
And he's very locked into, and I think he sets the tone with that. Doesn't care about the stats. You saw just probably his demeanor in that halftime interview. Knew exactly kind of what they needed to do to pull away in the second half. And so for Quinn to land Kyle as an import has obviously been masterpiece by the team.
Well, the Fire will be cognizant that every basket counts, particularly given their ladder position. Currently 6th, and a real logjam there at the mid-table. There's Pero Hunt.
Action. Oh, well read. Well read.
Wilder Brown.
Rams finally had enough of that action and decided to take that one away. That was good stuff there by Brown.
And they're just going to run down the clock here, the Rams. And here's something for the fans to go home with. It's going to be yet another win in this gym. There's McDonald. Oh, loses the handle. Darling. Can't get that 3 to go. Wild shot. Here goes Besto. Oh, wait, goodness me. A wry smile and a laugh. What a way to finish. McDonald says, that'll do.
Might not have the win, but he goes home with a highlight reel.
Does he? What a game we've had. What a 40 minutes in the Cowles NBL. Plenty of confidence to be taken out of that for the Fire heading into the business end of the season. But it is the defending champs as we take another look at this dunk from Sean Besto, who get the job done again. 13th win of the season. Their win streak extends to 9, and they remain unbeaten at home. 77-68. Max Darling, Wilder Brown, plenty of love there in our mix and pick poll. Sean McDonald in the end, who led all scorers with 21 on 7 of 16 shooting, 4 made threes. Kyle Bowen, a huge night, as we were alluding to before. Ends on 13 points, 11 rebounds, a double-double, 6 of them at the offensive end. And the Rams keep on rolling in the Cowles NBL. And they'll have the weekend off. In the initial schedule, they're down to host the Indian Panthers, but of course no longer in our league. A bit of rest required, you feel, for the Rams. And it required a team effort. And Walter Brown was a big part of that too. He's standing by with Adam Morgan.
All right, we're here with Walter Brown. Walter, great win there with the boys. What were some of those halftime adjustments that you guys did to maybe get that score to tick over a little more on the offensive end?
For us, it starts with stops and getting our rebounds. We didn't rebound well, but when we get rebounds, we can run and we can put teams under pressure that way.
Absolutely. What's something you guys kind of like take away from this win? Like we know both teams were very stylistically the same. Is there any kind of things you found out about you guys, or that you guys like? You think moving forward right off the bat, you're like, all right, we got to walk in on that next training.
For us, it's a lot of the same message. Like we got to rebound, we got to play defense. I think the second half we did a better job of that and helped us get the win. But just we got to get better at cracking on all of our habits.
Absolutely, winning on the margins, I guess. So you guys do a great job of that, and yeah, what wicked game. Good job. All right, I'm here now with Kyle Bowen. Kyle, a great second half as we have Toby passing through real quick. Kyle, so you talked about halftime, some of those adjustments. How did you find that going into that, just being more aggressive on the offensive end and staying true to your guys' identity?
Yeah, still a little sloppy if I'm being honest. You know, we're pushing for championship level basketball at this point, so the boys aren't quite happy with that, but hell of an effort in the second half defensively from the fellas, so really proud of that.
Absolutely. And kind of more to your style of basketball, what you bring to this team. It's not easy for a guy to, you know, maybe the plays aren't run for you, or your job is to go out, rebound, defend your butt off, so forth. How do you buy into that identity with this team, knowing that that's going to help them?
Yeah, you said it right there. Like the words team, I love playing for this team. Like these guys have, you know, been my New Zealand brothers, so it's easy to get up for these guys. And you know, especially tonight, we had a pass in the Rams family, Ruben's mother last week. So you know, all the boys just brought a lot of energy and you know, did what we could to give that family some hope in a tough week that it's been for them.
Absolutely. Hey, wicked game by you. Really good bounce back. Hope the head's okay as well as that knock. So good stuff. All right, back to you.
Appreciate that, Adam. Kyle Bowen, Walter Brown, part of a victorious Rams side tonight. And what we love to see, fans about to make their way. A lot of young tamariki getting autographs, selfies, etc. Let's take a look at those key stats courtesy of the Chemist Warehouse. Sean McDonald very much came to life there in the second half, leading all scorers with 21. 4 Rams players in double-digit scoring. And shout out to, as mentioned during the broadcast, to Sean Murphy. He really had an impact off the bench.
Yeah, what a game.
What a way to make your commentary debut, Adam Morgan. I must admit, coming into this one, didn't really know how it was going to play out. I was sort of talking you through, you know, maybe if it's a blowout, it kind of gets to story time in the fourth quarter, but every possession was being fought for right until the highlight moment with Besto at the end. What did you make of that contest as a whole?
Yeah, I think if anything, maybe we saw a little preview of some playoff basketball. You know, 2 teams that obviously knew each other well, second meeting, both run that New Zealand style of play that, you know, Tall Blacks coach Judd is looking for. So I think it's a sign of things to come. And both teams, like, even though Phi obviously would have liked that win, they know that up until the end there, they kind of go punch for punch with the reigning champs. So it was good. Really enjoyed it, and appreciate you guys having me on, and hope I didn't make too many ears bleed tonight.
Oh, it was a stunning debut, stellar debut from yourself. Let's just have a look at some of these fixtures to come as we look at the playoff picture, and that one tomorrow night, Adam, a big one in many ways. The Tuatara sort of running out of time. The Jets very much ensconced in that top 6. Looking forward to that one at Fly Palmy Arena.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Jets have been a tough team this year. Really done a good job of turning around, putting themselves in playoff position. So we'll see how they do. And Big Rob Lowe comes to town with the Tuatara. It's going to be a good one.
Giants, Nuggets as well. Saints, Tuatara. Quick turnaround for the Aucklanders. Hawks is on Sunday there in Napier. But that'll do it for us here in chilly Christchurch, where the Rams have been hot once more. Great game, cracking game to open up the round of Sal's NBL. But it's the Rams, too good, 77 points to 68.